Podcast. I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
I'm Ryan Dunigan, and we got two guests today.
Marley Silverbrand.
Nora Chambers.
Returning
Backed by
guest.
popular demand.
Yay! I have fans.
Wait, I'm not popular demand?
They wanted you to.
No, I
Okay.
said, fuck that Marley now.
Fuck
If he
that
ever
Marley.
comes back on the show, I'm never fucking listening again.
He hated Django Unchained and Lincoln. No,
I will
didn't
take
really
these
hate
children and I will drop them off a 30-story building.
If I hear Marley Silverbrand's voice ever again.
You just hear screaming children jumping off the Empire State
You have to go on Fox News and explain why you're sorry and why it led to this. I just went on a fucking podcast.
It wasn't my own podcast for crying out loud. For some reason, the guy didn't have a problem with my other one. He was fine with the cinephiles. Back when he was number one fan.
We betrayed your own fan base.
He doesn't like me like podcasting it up with other men. Or females.
And females.
Or farm animals.
Oh god.
That's what we said now. Yeah, it was like, it was the woman's fault.
Aw, come on now.
I'm joking, yeah.
Yeah.
2 minutes
not
back,
nice.
we're already giving you shit.
It's not nice.
Sorry.
Do you guys remember inflatable furniture from the 90s?
Yes.
Oh, that's a
Hell
good segue,
yeah. Because inflatable furniture is the shit. Talk about being the easiest way to clean your room. Just deflate all your furniture, vacuum the floor, and inflate it all back up.
I wonder how
Done.
long before it comes back, if it ever comes back.
What
If it
problem is
comes
like
back,
it
I hope
pops?
it's stronger. Yeah, because it pops really
You
easily.
get like fat kids that would like sit down with all their might.
They really like test the elasticity of it.
So horrible.
Especially with the obesity problem nowadays.
Yeah.
That's
And then all it takes is that little rivet that holds your pants together, and the fat kid sits down and.
I was there when that happened one time. It was like back when I was in San Jose, I had this one friend who was he was a much bigger guy, and he sat down in the thing, and he's just sitting there, he's like playing a video game. It was slowly deflating. He just leans back, and it's like on the last level. The thing pops, he falls back, pulls the controller, and the game gets full. He's like, "Fuck, Mom!" And he like freaks, "No! Jesus Christ!"
That's the best.
I think
you gotta yell
if
for mom.
inflatable furniture just comes back, it's just gonna be like the new definition of a fat nerd. Just like like when they're complaining, like when it's like Mom, more hot pockets or something like that. He's just gonna be sitting in the inflatable chair, and you just hear like a
Slowly leaking air.
slowly, and he's just like, "Mom, hit me up, get
So
me
it's-
some hot pockets too."
So it's Cartman age 30.
yeah.
Yeah, Carmen is 30.
comes
so
down
he
with
can't
like
clean his own room.
Comes down with a bucket of shit. To shit in.
Did you guys ever like? I remember like when I think of inflatable furniture, I also think of there was these chairs that were made for gaming back in the day, or I don't know if they're made for gaming, but
They still make them.
yeah, they
Gaming
still
chairs
make them.
that
But
they're
now they have like all this stuff plugged in. But yeah, those
Just-
ones it's like a half pipe or whatever. I don't
yeah,
know, just,
you can plug in headphones and just like.
but back in the day, you
remember
could plug
those.
in headphones. So
I forgot all those. They have the games. They don't have those anymore, do they?
no,
They do.
they have them at Walmart.
Yeah.
They do.
They have really fancy
Walmart,
ones
what
too.
is
They're all like
Surprise.
fancy nowadays, like
You
made
can
for
put-
high class.
They have like speakers like in the headrest and
Oh.
like freaking volume control on the side. And
Yeah,
just
this
like,
is how much of a girl I am. I didn't know they made chairs specifically designed for gaming.
Well, I don't know if they did.
I figured that you bought a chair that was comfortable and you played your game in it.
Well, these chairs, you could sit back in them and like roll back and then come back up off the floor. It was
Who
really weird.
Who had that? Somebody.
Cisco had that.
Cisco had it.
He had
of
two
course.
of them. They were so badass. He also had inflatable furniture too.
Well, I'm looking over
Yes,
here.
yes, he did.
I mean, I actually, I never had inflatable furniture. I'm not judging everybody who has it, but it really, at a first glance, it sounds like the laziest thing. Like, look, I want to sit, but I don't want to take the effort to move anything, you know?
Yeah, when I move apartments here, I don't want to break a sweat.
It's just so much easier to break down your inflatable furniture.
I think the problem with inflatable furniture is that it doesn't look like regular furniture. So if it does come back, you just have like a regular couch that you just pump up with like a compressed air. It's just like, oh yeah, it's a brand new couch or whatever. It's just like a normal couch.
That's all. I
And
only
it's-
have to pump it up once a week.
Yeah.
It's all
So
right.
there, in some way,
Don't let the cat sit on it.
inflatable
Yeah.
furniture. Yeah, that'd
Not
probably be a big
pet
problem.
friendly.
At some point, we're gonna get probably carpeted furniture, or some carpeted inflatable furniture, some middle ground between
Yeah.
that. At
Yeah,
some
right.
point.
Made out like tires.
Yeah.
You can probably buy it on Sky
One,
Mall.
one reason that
Right,
we
yeah,
bring it up.
Sky Mall. Sky Mall has everything.
Sky Mall.
Sky
One,
Mall.
one reason I think we bring this up is because I noticed, I gotta ask you about this, Spencer, because you actually have an inflatable, something from '98 here.
I
Looks like it
found.
came out of Japan.
This is what I found. I found an ottoman. There's an inflatable ottoman a South Park one, a Cartman one.
An
Found that-
ottoman is a footrest for those who don't know.
That's what I was about to ask. What was
An
that?
ottoman is a footrest for those who
footrest.
don't know.
You know,
Was it just a
you know in
little
fancy
stool?
people's houses when you sit down in the chair and they got that place to put your feet up on?
And it
Yeah.
matches the chair. It's called the ottoman.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you notice it doesn't match the chair, you know you're not in a fancy person's
Yeah,
house.
if it doesn't match, that means they got the chair on Craigslist and they found the
Or
ottoman.
if it's an ice chest, it's
It's a bachelor's house if it's an ice chest.
or you're in a trailer.
It's
Yeah.
kind of
Or
ironic.
your house has wheels.
It's kind of ironic when ottomans are for rich people, and it's South Park.
What's inflatable?
It's kind of just
so
like
It's
inflatable South Park, but it's also an
you can
ottoman.
go with their inflatable
Fully.
chef's chair. Maybe go with like their
Cow!
wall.
I want the cow.
Maybe go with.
Cisco had the Cartman chair that went with that ottoman.
He did.
That's why I bought
it
that
be-
thing.
Oh,
They're
no,
on the
that's
back.
the Kenny chair. That's the
Yeah,
Kenny
they have the
chair.
Kenny chair on the back, and they have like the.
Inflatable pillows. I think this is the one that's gonna kill me. Is inflatable pillows.
That's gonna be the most uncomfortable thing ever.
Yeah, because I prefer my pillows to be fluffed with, cotton or feather.
Well, the thing is, you
Not
don't
air.
pump
What
them
am I?
up.
Am
You
I
don't.
sleeping on a lake?
You don't fill. What are you, Aquaman?
Yeah. Fuck, right on, yeah, inflatable
Aquaman
pillows.
sucks. Ugh. Have
you
you
were-
seen The Big Bang Theory? Have you guys ever seen
I've
this?
seen
I've
Big
seen a
Bang
couple
Theory.
I stopped
episodes.
watching after like the second, third season.
Okay, I'm in love with The Big Bang Theory horribly, mostly because I can relate to it as such a nerd, especially their comic book references. But I feel so bad because poor Raj, the only Indian guy, and they keep giving him like the shaft on superhero characters.
Uh-huh.
And I just watched one
Where
where
he's-
they go
where-
to
where-
they do the Justice League and they go to this party for New Year's at the comic book store. And they finally get a man who actually can look like Superman, and it's Penny's boyfriend. And Penny comes as Wonder Woman, and they have an actual girl that's Wonder Woman. Well, Raj has to
Be
play
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
And he's got he's riding like a
He's
little
right, yeah.
seahorse.
It's set up like the cowboy riding a horse costume, but it's Aquaman riding his seahorse. So Raj is this Indian man dressed up
Wearing
in
a
his
Blonde hair.
and he has the wig, the perfect wig of Aquaman. So it's not even just like a blonde wig, it's a bright fucking yellow wig on this dude's head. And he just comes in and he looks around and he's like, Aquaman sucks. He's like, I hate this. Like, I hate being Aquaman. Penny flips out. She's like, I don't want to be Wonder Woman. He's like, I'll be Wonder Woman. I will be Wonder Woman over Aquaman.
I gotta say about Aquaman real quick.
I feel
Recent-
bad for him.
Aquaman is that like Raj or Aquaman?
Both.
Aquaman recently, DC's been doing everything they can to man him up.
To try and make it
because
cool.
Justice League. I mean, I got respect for that character because I feel so bad for him because he's actually a cool character. He just gets the shaft.
You know, he gets the shaft, but he's actually like, if you ever look at anything Aquaman, it's actually pretty badass.
Justice League New 52. There's a part where Green Lantern, like Aquaman's like, don't worry, I got this taken care of. A bunch of like Dark Side's minions are flying over the ocean, and Green Lantern's like, what the fuck are you gonna do? He just looks at him, does a little, and just a bunch of like sharks, like a bunch of great white sharks, just jump up, just eat all the fucking like Dark Side's men. He just looks at him like, you were saying,
Well, like,
so.
in the Justice League cartoon, the episode of they have like the Aquaman's I guess, origin, and he chops off his own hand to save his son.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and he
because
has-
doesn't the original Aquaman actually have like a hook
And he has-
for a hand?
Not the original
they
one, but
changed it. Eventually, he cut off his own arm in the
Oh,
series.
okay.
where he
I was
lost
like,
his
because there
arm.
was one where he has that.
Then he had his aqua mullet and his aqua beard.
and the Aqua
Yeah.
So
Hook.
who's gonna play Aquaman?
Oh, they're not gonna. He's not gonna be. They're gonna use him in the movie right away. They're
Oh.
waiting on that one.
Oh, okay.
And then in
Like
just
Brad Pitt or something? Just out of
oh,
nowhere?
Brad Pitt. The Pitt's not gonna do it.
No, God, no.
You
He's
look
too old
old.
now.
But
He's
they-
too old to be a superhero.
in the Injustice trailer for Aquaman, he's a playable character in it. There's a part where they show him doing a special move, and he calls it his little thing. I don't know what else to call it. And a big tidal wave comes.
Telepathy.
That works. A big tidal wave comes with a bunch of fish like knocking the character. Then Aquaman like stabs the person in the chest with a trident, lifts it up, then a shark comes and fucking eats the character.
That's badass.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
so it's like
Dinner on a stick.
That's like the coolest power.
I think it's
Except
those ones like Aquaman's most characters I think because nobody really looks too into him, so they just kind of see him for like face value.
Yeah.
When you
And
really
you
look
just
at it,
see
it's
the
like,
fish
oh,
guy.
yeah.
he's actually got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like the Green Lantern. People don't really understand that the Green, cause he has a lantern. It's like, well, no, you don't understand. It's the ring. The ring is the important thing, because he can make anything,
Yeah.
and he's not limited. That's the other thing, is the Green Lantern is not limited because he is part of an organization that's throughout the entire universe. It's like he has access to stuff that we don't have on this planet. If he thinks of it from somebody else's planet that he knows, he can make it.
The only thing he's limited to is
Is yellow.
if you throw
Yeah,
if
yellow.
you throw a
Can
yellow
we stop calling it yellow? It's fear.
if you throw a yellow crane at him or you piss on him. So
Or you're like Batman and you paint the entire room yellow.
that was a cool episode, yeah. Or cool issue.
Cool episode.
You know what I meant? Yeah, it was a cool
I was
issue.
transcended into it like it was a movie.
It worked like a movie in your head, didn't it?
Well, it was like Frank Miller, All-Star Batman and Robin, and in that, like, he's very much kind of like our drunk Batman. You think of him as a little bit, he's in better shape, and he's a little smarter, but he has that kind of like, he has a scruff going on. He's like, I just look at this character. There'd be moments where he's running, smiling, and you make him a little bit more of a douchebag. You just see, that's what I think when I look at this Batman.
Yeah.
Like, I hate this kid because he hates Robin in this one. So yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I saw Wreck-It Ralph.
Wasn't it horrible?
It's terrible.
Isn't it?
The
It's
whole
like-
thing.
Like the
Now that was
worst
the one
movie.
that was like
The video game one that has like.
and he goes through like different video game worlds.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just the video game characters that they reference. They just are planted into the storyline, but they don't have any like they don't.
Like any reference.
They don't have any reference to the
relevance,
actual,
I guess.
Yeah, relevance to the
Not
story.
reference.
well, it's not so much the lack of relevance. It's kind of like all the creativity and everything that was good about the movie was into the first 20, 25 minutes. Once that's over and done with, it's like, yeah, those characters just cameos, that's cool, but the writing was actually kind of clever and witty in that first 25 minutes. As soon as it gets to Candyland or whatever, it's
That's
just...
where the Sarah Silverman little girl is, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's...
her
that's the
voice
one
is
I've
so
seen.
annoying.
Yeah, that's how I knew who it was right away. I've never seen it, but I saw a preview,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the first thing that turned me off to seeing it was the fact that there was this little girl in a Candyland world. I'm like, well, there's no video game that's Candyland based, period.
Yeah.
And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, it's
I don't
Sarah
know if they even have a
Silverman.
Candyland video game.
Yeah,
on
there's no
PC.
Candyland video
Yeah.
game. I'm sorry, there's
There's
Candyland.
a Mario Kart level that's all
It's
It was
kind
Peach's
of
birthday
Candy-
party
yeah,
at Mario
there's-
Party.
But
Yeah.
but beyond that, still, it was supposed to be like a Mario...
There was no like actual like Candyland world, and when I saw that and he like teams up with her or
Yeah.
something,
Well,
and I heard
yeah.
Sarah Silverman's voice, I was like, ah.
And
that
then, like,
literally
this-
was probably like I don't think we ever mentioned it, but that's probably I have to say the worst movie of 2012 by far.
I think so too.
I don't think anything even gets close.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
I
talked
think
about it on
was-
my podcast.
I'm kind
and,
of,
like,
I'm Wreck-It Ralph down because we talked about it a couple times.
Yeah, we
here.
talked about it
Yeah.
a lot. It was
I
like
talked
those-
about it on Marley's last podcast.
Well, then
Yeah,
I
you
got
got
a
something.
new one.
You got a
Well,
new one?
Yeah.
Well, when I was getting tattooed. When I
They
was
show
getting...
movies when you get
Yes,
tattoos now?
actually. Well, because the guy who does my tattoos, his name's Scott, and he does really good work. He just got into a new shop. Well, he has PlayStations and TVs set up in there.
Yeah.
So you can watch movies while you get tattooed or play video game, whatever, and for the guys who work at the shop. Well, he bought a new movie, Rise of the Guardians, for his daughter.
Uh-huh.
It's not the one with owls. Everyone's been asking me
Okay,
this. It's
owls.
not
Is
the
this
one.
Scott Snyder one?
It's not the one with owls. It's
Santa
got
Claus
Santa
one?
Claus, and Santa Claus is a total badass. He's got like half sleeves, like he's hella tatted out. One arm says naughty, the other says
What?
nice. Yeah, it says naughty and nice on his arms. It's like hella tribaled out.
Is
He like
he all-
welds, like he's no longer the wood making man. Like he welds, like he's a badass.
Is he all like
There's-
binge drinking or something?
Oh no,
and, like,
he's just like hardcore, like metal man. Like you expect Santa to bust out on a Harley in this, and then there's Jack Frost who has no idea who the fuck he is. The Sandman doesn't talk. He just makes pretty shapes with his golden sand. That's how he communicates. The Tooth Fairy is not a fairy. She kind of looks like a hummingbird.
So it's just much like I guess holiday or myth
Yeah,
characters.
and it's all of them coming together. The greatest is actually the Easter Bunny. He's like a
Easter
six.
Bunny?
Yeah, he's like a 6'5" Australian. You're running around. Yeah, he's a badass.
Gerard Butler voiced him or something.
No, it wasn't. I don't
Oh,
know
he
who it was, but
Should have got Crocodile Dundee to voice him.
that would have been a good one.
That's not a boomerang. This is a boomerang.
I mean, it is somebody who's got this hardcore Australian accent, and they're fighting the Boogeyman, who's the voice of Jude Law. And the Boogeyman's trying to get all
I'm
the
on
What's the
board
boog-
already. Jude
What's
Law's
the
in this
boogie?
movie.
What's the boogie? Is that your man crush?
No,
Jude Law.
no.
Your man crush.
No.
Oh,
Man,
gosh.
fuck.
He's just one of
Man
those
fruit.
voices I picked out really
Who is
quickly.
what does the boogeyman look like?
He's just a really tall, skinny guy with a long black robe on, and his face is like really pale. He's not that exciting looking. He does have a pretty badass nightmare. It's a horse, get it? A mare. It's a nightmare. Ha 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 ha. Play on words. I
see
thought
what
it
they
was
did there.
hilarious.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
I thought it was hilarious when I first heard it. But they
If
do.
you do the golf clap up to the
Yeah,
the
right.
microphone, it sounds like someone's beating off. But no, anyway.
But
Sorry.
Oh yeah, Rise of the
Sorry.
Guardians.
Oh, it's awesome.
You have to wipe that down, Marley. Right, I'm
But
sorry.
they like it's alright, it's very good. But so they have to like go through and they have to try and prevent the boogeyman from making the world forget. Like he makes the world forget about the Tooth Fairy, and he makes the world
So
forget
like Freddy
about
Krueger?
Yeah, kinda. But he makes the world forget about things, and when he makes the world forget about the Easter Bunny's powers go away, so the Easter Bunny suddenly shrinks back down to like a normal bunny, and is like really cute, but still has the badass like Australian voice. He's just stuck in this little like midget body. It was a really cute movie. I missed some of it because I was getting tattooed, but
I'd like to actually. That sounds actually pretty interesting.
yeah, I wouldn't mind watching it again.
There's a movie that Spencer and I. This isn't actually a movie that exists, but we were like right now. Blockbuster's
This isn't a
closing
movie
down.
that exists.
But
We're
I think
planning
this should be Pixar's next move, all right? Because we were walking through Blockbuster, and Blockbuster's closing down.
They still have shitty sales.
Yeah, it's like $5. It's like, what? Come on.
Okay, when they started selling, it was $10 for used DVDs when they first went out of business. Okay, like a couple weeks previous, before they were going out of business, they had a better deal where it was buy one get one free.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
This is probably like the
through-
last Blockbuster that's like still
probably
open.
is.
No, because like all the ones in, like the Valley closed like a couple years ago.
Yeah, because
I know,
everyone has like
actually-
fast enough internet for like Netflix.
Yeah, my roommate Corey,
Yeah, it's for
he
old
won
people.
Yeah.
Blockbuster. That's all it's for, so people can go be social.
Yeah.
But
Is that,
my roommate Corey, who lives in the apartment downstairs from me, he was down in like Modesto and stuff, and he actually found a Blockbuster that was still open and like selling off all their shit, and he got like The Walking Dead and stuff like that on
Was that-
DVD.
in Oakdale or on Oakdale Road?
It might have been, I don't know, I wasn't with
I'm just
him.
guessing because that was the only one I remember that was left. Before.
Yeah, and so it's closed now, and he came home with him, and we were all excited. So then when we found out ours was closing, my roommate Tavana went down. She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go find some badass DVDs." Got down there, and fucking nothing.
They're like
I found The
prices
Blind
are shit.
Side for like 99 cents. I was tempted, but I never seen the movie. But
The Blind Side's not very good. it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Here's something I want to say
It's
about.
more interesting because you know it's a real story, and
Yeah.
the guy still plays for the Baltimore Ravens.
I w-
That's kind of cool. Beyond
Okay.
that, it's like, eh.
I was walking through Blockbuster, and they have like all the little discount stuff, and they have like a little section of all these toys there. And I was kind of thinking in terms of Toy Story, because this is the things they never answer. Like, what happens to the toys and clearancers that never got opened out of their boxes? Like
The toys that nobody wants.
yeah, like after night, like they're just stuck there. Like, where do they go? Eventually, these things are gonna reach a dump. So I'm thinking,
Well,
what happens? Is this gonna be like a Toy Story like spin-off, like Toy Holocaust? Because what happens is I'm thinking. What like just,
Landfill.
But
Like,
they
just-
did do that.
Well, yeah,
in
they
the
did
very
that.
last Toy
No.
Story, they wind up going to the dump.
no, but it's something different. Like
But
because
that
they're in
freaking
boxes.
air.
They're in
Oh.
boxes though. They break it like oh shit! They're breaking out. They're getting out. Like they lose some of their best friends. Kind of like an art house film. The first hour they're in these boxes talking to each other, just like we'll never have an owner, will we? No, we won't.
Nobody
So
loves
they
me.
break out.
These toys
Well,
never
Ryan.
knew love.
But they don't break out. They break out and they get out into like the we're safe. They're in this landfill though. So there's other toys out there, and it's kind of like the wasteland. And it's
So
just
they
kind of
were
like
gonna find like decapitated Barbie.
they gotta find like toys, but it's almost kind of like like Mad Max or something. Kind of like the other toys are gonna rape or kill them or something
Yeah,
for their
and then
parts.
they'll take their body
I
parts
don't,
from
I don't
them
know
and
about
use them.
raping and killing. I'm pretty sure that the toy companies have made it very, very impossible for that to happen. So
I'm just
the
saying-
Ken doll is smooth. The Ken
They
doll
find
is
a way.
smooth.
They find a way.
Yeah,
right?
that doesn't mean a Transformer can't go rape a Ken doll.
Transformer can turn into whatever the hell it wants.
but then they do that in Toy
He doesn't
Story
need
2?
batteries for that either. What?
They did that in Toy Story
No,
2
that
with
was
like
the
the whole.
third one.
That's
the
when
third
they're
one
going
when
to
they
like the
go to the
incinerator
daycare.
though. That's
But they're
different,
still
though.
in like the packages, like in Toy Story 2. It's like the
Oh,
guy.
Oh, that's
that's-
the collectors.
Yeah,
though.
it's
Yeah.
the collector's items, and they
Yeah.
can take themselves out.
Which that,
Yeah.
that's
He was already able to take himself
Sometimes
out.
Well,
Toy Story 2 kind of makes you go like, if you're a fucking nerd that still has toys on your wall sealed, you better play with them.
Yeah,
You're a
that's pretty
fucking
much
nerd.
exactly all
You're
that
torturing
movie
that
is.
toy by keeping him in his box.
And I was
Yeah.
thinking about that, like, oh, these poor toys don't have a chance, but I'm not gonna buy them.
I still don't.
What am
want
I gonna do with? What am I gonna do with like 10 what's her fucking name? Tinkerbell bobbleheads and like a fucking a blue Yoshi keychain.
See, now you know what you sound like. You sound like you sound like if you were in the Great Escape and you ran past a Jewish camp. You're like, I'd like to save these guys, but
What am I gonna do with a bunch of?
what am I gonna do with a bunch of Jewish guys?
Do your
It's already
taxes?
expensive. It's expensive to have one lawyer. What am I gonna do with like 10?
It's always,
Well, that's when you
It's
start
almost like-
utilizing. One's your lawyer, one's your accountant, one's doing this. You
It's
gotta
almost
utilize the Jewish
like you're in a
people.
situation like a day labor line where you're just like, I need one of these toys, quick! It's like jump in the back. But
Go my
Yeah.
little ways with that one. I was just thinking of these poor toys. If they at least make it out of the incinerator, they're gonna go into this landfill of rape and murder with other toys, and then have to fight off like
Raiders and
like you're gonna have to fight off like seagulls and fucking dogs, too, like rabid
Rats.
dogs,
Junkyard
rats.
dogs.
Rats.
Yeah, just make a try and make it a scary Toy Story spin-off. You know what I mean? Not
dark and creepy and
yeah.
The dark, creepy Toy Story.
They're just hiding like in a fucking like Coors box, like a fucking aborted fetus or something, hiding in there. All of a sudden, like just some deformed Ken doll is like just walks by like.
What happened to you? My kid put me too close to the heater. It all fucking melted to the side.
He's like shh. Like he's like shh, just be quiet. Maybe you won't notice this. Just walks by, just like the fucking scariest Pixar movie ever.
Oh god.
I want to see that now.
Yeah.
Am I a bad person?
No,
so.
that's actually kind of
Nora had to think about it, like, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
I
Pixar
think I
listen to
still
this
have
podcast.
I still have a fondness for my toys.
Yeah.
I still have Care Bears. I don't play with them, but they just hang out.
They just hang up on the shelf.
No, they sit in a chair.
Oh, okay.
All my Star Wars toys, I had because from like probably 4th to
But
5th
those aren't
grade.
toys. Those are collectibles.
I
That's
played
not
with
a
them.
toy.
I was one of those kids that played with this shit.
Oh, you
I was-
actually took your stuff out of boxes.
Yeah, like from
Ah.
4th to 5th grade, I just bought Star Wars stuff, and actually probably 3rd to 5th grade, I bought Star Wars stuff. That's every amount of money I saved went to a Star Wars thing, and now I just think like, fuck, you see
a
like
lot
some
of
like
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars thing at the Macy's Day Parade. It's like I probably paid for that whole fucking balloon.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Pikachu balloon. I paid for that fucking thing. I know.
Yeah. That's how it gets there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I stopped and did the math, how much Pokemon and Star Wars I bought, like in that age range, I'd be like, I'd probably be depressed. How'd you spend that fucking money on that?
It's just
I
what
think
you did.
every kid in the 90s could go through that.
Yeah.
Go
Then again,
through and
like-
be like, if I never spent the money on Pokemon, Magic cards, fucking Star Wars, Star Trek, for some of those little Trekkies that are out there, if you never spent the money on any of that, your parents never would have had to pay for college. You would have been able to send your own ass to college.
Pretty much,
But
yeah.
then again,
Exactly
when you were a
what
kid
happened.
though, like the money, like or at least the way that I remember, is like you didn't make like a whole lot of money though, was it? Like
Yeah, and you didn't actually make
like
money.
technically,
You
like
made,
an
you
entire
made
year,
objects.
like yeah, it's like when you're making like $5 a week, that's not really a whole lot of cash.
And that's what it was, yeah. It was like,
See, if you were able to get like a job at like the 4th grade, that would be where like you'd spend a lot of money on that shit.
yeah.
And plus, you're not really thinking about
I bet
your
you toy
college
companies want
funds.
Yeah.
children to have
Like,
jobs at
you're-
4th grade.
It's just, yeah.
You're thinking like, oh yeah, my parents will take care of me forever. So it's like,
Right? When you're in 5th grade, mom and dad are there forever.
Yeah.
18 is so far away.
It was one of those things. Sometimes you'd even go as far as you go to your parents like, please buy Mario Kart 64, and I will do anything. You're working off like a $5 or $8 allowance for a couple of months, just paying back the
Literally, yeah.
$60 game.
Oh, yeah.
how ironic that we still do that. It's like we pay off a $60 game from a credit card.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, instead of paying your parents back, you're now paying a credit card.
You
back.
get a
Yeah,
new
it's-
parent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a new one.
Oh,
It's called
yeah.
a credit company. Woo!
They
Thank you,
said MasterCard is the only parents I've ever had.
Thanks, Visa Dad,
Yeah,
Master
right.
Mom.
Yeah, Master Mom and Visa Dad. There we go. Or Discover
Actually,
Dad.
mom sounds like a
Yeah.
fucking like transformer.
Master Mom.
The one that comes down to kick their ass and say, "All right, you two, stop fighting. I'm done. I'm done. You already destroyed one planet."
And then you-
Megatron.
and then you get
Megatron
Uncle
just
American
keeps-
Express.
Uncle American
Uncle
Express.
American Express. Really. Only accepted in certain places. Not accepted everywhere.
Oh fuck! Uncle Express is here again. Jesus.
Damn it.
He's got
Hey,
another
kids,
story
like,
for
And
us.
Discover.
At least we get frequent flyer miles.
Yeah, at least they come with
That's
reviews.
what's always good about your aunt and uncle. They always like kind of give you a little bit more.
Oh
Yeah.
cool! Here comes the Capcom card or something like that.
My Amazon card.
Yeah.
Oh,
I almost
Earn
got the
points to buy more shit.
yeah, pretty much. Earn
Yeah.
points so you can buy more of our crap.
Yeah.
Dude, boy.
Yeah. We're kinda, so the Wii U.
The Wii U.
I kind of want
The
one.
what?
I
The
still
Wii
want a
U?
Wii U.
Yeah.
I don't have a
The
Wii
If I
U.
had
It's
the
a
money,
Wii U.
you don't know what the Wii U is?
I don't have TV.
It's the new Wii
You
system.
don't have to have I don't have TV either.
The new Nintendo system.
Okay, let's put it this way. I'm a girl.
You're,
I'm female. I like comic books. Sure, I don't know video games for shit.
It's their
So-
HD console.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's their new system, but the problem with it is they're gonna.
Do you still have the little hand jiggy remote thing?
You actually
Yeah.
have. It's kind of like you can use it, but it's almost now they're using sort of like this iPad. Like it's an iPad with buttons, sort of, because you have this big screen in the center of it.
It's like a DS without the
Yeah.
your second screen's like the TV.
Yeah. And then in like certain ways, I haven't played one yet. I went to Cisco's house. He still last time I checked,
Still hasn't brought it up.
he still has yeah.
It's like, dude, I've been really looking forward to seeing what that looks like
Yeah.
in live action. Not on.
I picked up the controller like, oh, this feels sexy, but I was almost afraid to do anything to it because the
'Cause
controller's
you'd break it.
The controller's I think like $120 on its own.
Yeah.
I don't think they released a price for it yet.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I don't know.
They
They're
don't
not
have very
selling
many
them on
games
their
for it.
own because they're thinking people will just buy like the tablet, like and try to hook it up to their Wii,
To the regular
Really?
ones.
and it's just like yeah, because they did a piss poor job of marketing like the Wii U just because of like I don't know.
Well, I guess-
People are confused like what it is. It's just like
Really?
they think it's like a Wii attachment or something like that.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, they don't
It's
know.
like-
It's like a whole new Wii system.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can see a lot of old people coming in. Saying,
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
it's
because
like
the most common person I've heard that loves the Wii is like 45 and older.
yeah.
Like my
Yeah.
parents, a lot of my parents' friends, they love the Wii. Most people like our age and stuff, I found that it's the Kinect. Especially if you're actually gonna do a physical game, like you want to do bowling and stuff. I have more friends, including me, that's a fan of the Kinect, not the Wii. Because the Wii, you can still sit on your ass, and all you have to do is move your hand.
You know, I never
See, I've
really.
been more a big fan of like the old-fashioned controller.
Yeah.
I like the idea of not moving when playing video games.
I like,
Oh,
the,
yeah, I
the
like the
only
relaxing
moving I
part.
want to do is like
Look, if
with
I
the
want,
chip bag, put my hand in the chip bag and putting chips in my mouth. That's the only moving I want to
If
do.
my arm's moving any more than that,
if I
I just
wanted,
want the thumb workout. Yeah.
if I really wanted to aim and shoot something, I'd go buy a gun and go rob a bank. You know.
I go to the fucking mall.
And aim and shoot. Oh, God.
But no.
I like the Kinects, though. I think that was
I've
fun.
never actually used
played-
Kinect.
It's really
Used it
cool.
once.
Yeah, I like it. The only problem is I felt really fucking out of shape when I tried to do the Kinect like cross country meet. Okay, this thing's like maybe 4 minutes long. Okay, I was dying. And
You're
you're
just like,
running.
oh,
in,
God.
you're running in place. It's not like you're actually traveling
Are you
anywhere.
So is it like track and field for regular
Are you-
Nintendo?
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah, but
Kinda.
you have to like get up and do it, and you have to like lift your knees hella high, and like you have to run in place, and you have to
Does
do
it
hurdles.
are you just like move? Are you almost kind of like moving like the sticks or something like just up and down?
No, Kinect's like
No, Kinect
one
is
hand.
you. You don't
Oh,
hold
and
And
anything.
it's kind of like it's like
you have
I
to.
never played.
It's like
like
an
that
eye
eye toy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
you
the eye
have to.
toy. That's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
of.
It's got a little camera on it. I love how I'm doing hand jigs, even though this is a podcast. No one can see
It's
it.
helping me.
I'm glad it's helping.
Ryan needs like hand jigs.
So there's it's
No
a little,
hand jigs. I get confused.
so lost. So it's got a little
Bright color
camera in
stuff,
it that scans you. You stand there and it scans your room to see how big a space you have, and it scans the person. Once it scans the person, you are the controller. And the coolest thing about it, the Kinect, you don't have to just use it for the games. Like, my brother uses it, and this is where it got, like, really trippy to me. You can have it with your Netflix. So instead of, like, picking up your controller and press it through, you
pick
use
and
your
pick?
hand.
Really?
And, like, you just
That
wave
sounds
your
very
hand,
difficult.
and it'll, like, search through, and you just, if you want it to stop, you just stop. And if you want it to pick something, you just hold your hand on whatever movie you want it to pick, and it'll go to it.
I know they had a Blackwater game. I saw something like Blackwater. That just seems so fucked because they have videos on YouTube of Blackwater just shooting at random people in fucking Afghanistan and Iran and Iraq. So it's just like, so it just seems like I don't know if you guys should be marketing a game where you're shooting people, but okay, whatever, you know.
Well, you also got Call of Duty, Call of Duty
Call of
3, Black Ops.
I know. I
um,
very briefly.
What other ones
I
can we go through?
I thought the Kinect was the one where it's like it looks kind of like a wannabe. I wish I was a Wiimote,
That's
but as
for
a
the
fault.
PS3.
That's for the PS3. That's the one for the PS3, and it's got the funny little bulbs on the
Yeah,
end
it
that
looks
light
like
up.
colors.
Well, I was
Yeah.
playing Star Wars.
It's like a lightsaber, but not quite as cool.
Yeah, we went to Best Buy one time and they had Star Wars Connect, and I just went and played it. And
Are
I'm
you
like,
playing Star Wars Connect or was it for PS3 now? Because
I think it was. There was no
were you
controller.
holding thing in your hand?
There was
Oh,
nothing in my
okay.
hand.
Okay, then it's
And
Kinect.
And then I went up to it,
If there's nothing in your hand, it's the Kinect.
and I went up to it, and I just like it's like use the Force power. It's like oh okay, and I'm trying to like do this. I just feel like it wanted me to almost do like. Come on, do it. It almost wanted me to do like the Heil Hitler salute. So it's like the only way it worked. So I'm doing this in the middle of this fucking store.
Just air shopping everywhere. Awesome.
Then a Jewish couple walks by, like, oh, this looks great.
Awesome.
Hey,
Hey, what's up?
Guten Tag.
Guess what? My grandfather, he was that guy on that motorcycle that didn't save you guys.
My bad.
You know, he didn't know what to do with 10 Jewish guys.
You already had a lawyer and an accountant.
The guy who wasn't Steve McQueen, yeah.
Well, you know when Steve McQueen died, he picked up that motorcycle and kept going. Did the motorcycle blow up?
No, Steve McQueen survives at the end of the flick.
Does he survive? I thought
He goes back to the internment camp. Like 4 or 5 people get away.
Well, like 40 guys, yeah, like.
So it's not clearly that
It's
great
not
of a
the
fucking
great
escape.
It's like you like that. Well, okay,
It was a
escape.
moderate escape.
It was an escape, but
Yeah,
it wasn't
it was an
great.
escape, yeah. They escaped. I don't know how amazing or great.
I still dig that flick, but yeah, it wasn't that great of escape. Just like they escaped, some of them, you know.
The better great escape was the Chicken Run movie.
Chicken Run was a good movie.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that's
They
a
at
good
least
movie.
actually
Oh my God.
escaped. All of them got away and got to go out in their
Steve
field.
McQueen need to get on his
That's such
shit.
an-
These chickens
The
can break
chicken
out,
can
but he
break out.
can't.
The chickens can break out and not
Chickens
get
can
made
fly.
into pie. But Steve McQueen can't get out everybody.
Chickens are like MacGyvering, like this
Oh, have
elaborate,
you seen
like.
that movie?
Mhm.
Oh,
Chicken Run was a good
Chicken-
movie. That's still a good movie, I
it
think.
is, and it was
Yeah.
one of those total B-list movies from when we were kids. Like it was in the theaters for like a
It
split
was like an
second
English
cartoon.
movie.
Yeah,
It's
because
a foreign film.
it was Wallace and Gromit based.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you didn't have dirty English humor in your family, you didn't think it was funny.
Yeah.
There wasn't even. I don't remember there being that much dirty
It wa-
humor.
yeah,
in
it
the
wasn't
movie.
really
It was
dirty
very
humor.
clean from what I remember. But
Yeah,
it was a good
for
movie.
English, for considering the fact that it's an English humor movie, and
Wallace-
these were like the same people that wrote Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace
like,
and Gromit had some hidden shit in it. I remember.
yeah, and that's why it's like that's pretty much what they did with Chicken Run. Is yes, to the average child, it was a really basic movie. To the average adult, there was a lot of hidden funny shit in it. A
Yeah.
lot of it.
It's just like with most animated movies.
thank
so,
God.
yeah.
Thank God.
So-
They kind of stopped the hidden stuff now. I mean, in the 90s, there was so much hidden shit. Like, you look at Rocko's Modern Life. That was clearly a show that was made. Like, whoever made that show wanted it to be on, like, Comedy Central
Well,
at
I was
9
gonna
o'clock
say-
at
Well,
night.
MTV.
Have you seen
Yeah.
Adventure Time?
I haven't seen Adventure Time.
That's
yeah.
the one with that freaky kid whose arms like wiggle.
Yeah,
And he
and the
screams all the
dog.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has the weird fucking crown thing
It's-
and the weird wizard.
It's for kids, but it's not. It's like a D&D, like.
Yeah,
like
a
cartoon
friend of
show,
mine,
so-
she watches that. She liked that, and she really liked the show Chowder with that purple
haven't seen
cat
that.
thing.
Chowder. I've seen that show.
Yeah,
and
with
that-
the purple cat thing.
I
don't know
saw
what
a
he
random
is.
episode of it because my nephew watched that show. I saw a random episode. Miss Bellum from Powerpuff Girls was in there out of nowhere.
Yeah, oh, that's weird.
Yeah. So
That's an odd one.
I don't know. Adventure Time just has a huge fan base. Just like if you go to like conventions, you just see like the hats of like.
Yeah, he wears
yeah.
that weird little crown thing.
Yeah.
And he's got that weird old man wizard with
Dog
his
thing.
fucking
There's-
beard. Yeah.
yeah.
And he's got the giant, or the dog thing that can get giant or be small. Its
Yeah.
legs can grow and shrink, and its ear. Yeah, I don't know.
It's
I've never
really
seen
weird.
the show. People say the
I've
show.
always heard of this
It
show.
Yeah.
looks like an acid trip.
Yeah.
I've never
It's an
seen it,
acid
but
trip
it
for
looks
sure.
like an acid trip.
I don't really plan on seeing it. Not that I'm like against it. I just never really. I just don't
It's-
watch TV. But I hear nothing but good things about it.
I hear
Up
it's-
until now, unless it's you.
I just hear it's weird. Like, I
It,
don't know.
it is
like,
weird.
That's all I get out of it is it's really strange. Like, it seems like it's one of those shows that you can watch any episode and you don't have to have like a consistency. Like, there's no actual story or plotline like Archer.
Yeah.
I love Archer.
I love Archer.
You want to talk about a
That's-
great adult cartoon? It's Archer. I love Archer, and that's one of those ones is you can get seasons of that randomly and just watch random shows. There's no consistency to it. There's no real storyline.
Archer's got a little consistency, but nothing
You'll
to
get-
hold you back too
Comedy,
much.
Yeah.
because it's made like a sitcom, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you'll get a couple episodes, like 3 or 4 episodes that are kind of back to back and kind of go consistent with Archer, and then you'll get like 4 that are just random days at ISIS.
Yeah,
Like,
Archer's probably one of my favorite shows because the thing about that, it's done by Adam Reed and I forget the other guy, but they made Frisky Dingo and Sea Lab 2021. And Frisky Dingo was one
Frisky
of
Dingo's awesome.
that was like my favorite show for the longest time. I still really like that show a lot. It just sucks that it ends so unconcluded.
Yeah.
Yes.
And because they were planning into that 3rd season, which never came. And they have like 2 episodes of a spin-off show called Adventures of the Xtacles. And that was like all the Xtacles in the show. It was like kind of like they all took off their helmets when no one else was around. They all had different defined personalities. But during the show, when their helmets on, you didn't know who was who. And I thought that was
Yeah.
kind of a funny idea. Now, they kind of focused on what they were doing while Xander, Cruz, and Killface are off doing this, and during season what was going to be season 3, and so but then you come to Archer, and that was one of those shows. When I first started watching, I'm like, it's good, but it's no Frisky Dingo. And then the more I watched it, like this show is way better than Frisky Dingo. I don't know what it is.
So fucking funny. Are you
I s-
kidding me?
I haven't seen it yet.
You
haven't seen it
I've
yet?
heard good things.
That's
Oh.
one show you should actually check out.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the greatest things about it is his. Ow, sorry, my shirt just hit my tattoo really bad. Is his mom, the woman who plays his mother, is the most amazing thing
Oh, God.
ever.
Oh god, I just touched my mom's vibrator. There's no amount of booze can make that go away.
Yes, because not only is Archer's like the #1 spy, but Archer's boss is his mom.
Yeah.
Oh.
His mom runs ISIS.
And his
kinda
mom,
cool.
his mom's like an old lady who, like, back in the day, she was like a real hot spy chick, but now she's kind of like this old, dried up
British cunt.
slut.
She's old,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's like M, pretty much.
She's
from
kind of like
007.
a bitchy M.
Yeah, I
a
was
very
saying bitchy
M.
And Archer's kind of just like
a very drunk.
a very rich douchebag guy, but that's what makes him just really funny.
Just like
Yeah.
James Bond. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, there's an episode when he's all like, there's like just some of the writing in the show is just so dead on clever. Because like, there's an episode where he's riding on like they're in like I think they're Louisiana. They're riding through a swamp on an airboat, and he's all like, says this must what it'd be like to have sex with me. He's talking to his ex-girlfriend Lana,
Lana,
played by
yes.
Aisha Tyler, and she's like, how could riding an airboat feel selfish? Can't hear you, having too much fun. He just like overpowers the thing, it explodes, it stops.
She goes, "You're right." Yeah.
And then they just stop there, and then like she's like, yeah, keep on clearing your throat. See if that fucking helps, you know. So
I'm
I
gonna
think
have
one
to
of the-
check this out.
Oh, one of the best ones too is when they're on the Hindenburg
Oh,
part
that's my
2.
favorite episode.
Yeah, when they're like, we filled it with helium, so nothing will blow up, and Archer's running around, and anybody
Who's
with
smoking
like
a cigarette.
smoking a cigarette, he's running up. He's like, "Do you want to blow us all up?" And they're like, "Archer, it's helium."
I love the line where it's like, what don't you get about helium? Everything!
Yeah,
he's like slapping lighters out of
yeah,
his
he's
hands.
so retarded.
Oh, that's great. That's
It's
great.
amazing. Oh, I love
Or
Archer.
just like the small things they have between the characters. Like there's like the character that she's like kind of like the
Carol.
not Carol. There's Pam.
Pam, the fat one in PR or whatever.
Yeah,
she is.
she's like the public relations person, and there's
And
a
she's
part,
drunk.
and and like no one really likes her, and there's an episode like everyone's always just mean to her. Everyone's just so mean to this girl, and there's an episode where like they're trying to keep something from Archer, and Mallory, who's the M sort of, she's all saying like, the mom, she's all saying like, listen, you just can't tell Archer what, and he's like, oh, nothing, just, all right, I got a way to solve this, Pam, like, Pam, don't, Pam, they're all like going back and forth. And then she like screams to the tribe and then runs out the room crying.
Oh god.
That Pam is like, it's like everybody kind of knows like that fat person who's just kind of slightly obnoxious and just
Yeah.
always wishes they were really cool but doesn't do anything about it.
Yeah,
be
but won't do
obnoxious.
anything to change it. Yeah.
She's great in season 3. I mean, I think all the characters in her are pretty funny, but season 3, she's just great.
Yeah, I love the mom's assistant, Carol. Is
Oh,
that her name?
Carol,
Or
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
They
Yeah,
kinda
she
mix it up.
changes her name like 7 times. But one of my favorite episodes of her is that she gets kidnapped, and everybody at ISIS are like, you know, who fucking cares? Like, Carol's gone. Like, nobody cares. The office is quiet and all this stuff. And it turns out she's, like, loaded.
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
loaded. Like, has no reason, doesn't need to have a job or anything. And they're like, ISIS is like, oh, well, shit. We have to get her back. She's got money. And they get her back, and they're like, why are you doing this job? She's like, I don't know. I have nothing else to do.
Her family like owns the railroad.
Yeah, her family owns like every railroad in the country. She's fucking loaded, and they're like, "Why do you do this?" And she's like, "I don't know."
And they're in her mansion. They're like they hear like a roar from the other room. Like, Archer, what the fuck was that? That's my ocelot. You have an ocelot? He runs out of the room.
Yeah.
Then he comes back. He's all like scratched and messed up, and he's all like,
all fucked up.
"You gotta get him. You gotta get because the ocelot's name is Babu. So you gotta get Babu a stick or a tire swing because he has like nothing to do in there. You see this huge banquet room with nothing but 2 bowls, and this ocelot sitting in the far corner. It's like, "Meow."
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you need to check that
Yeah,
out. It's awesome.
I did check out Always Sunny though.
It's always
Oh,
sad.
that's
Always
yeah.
Sunny's pretty good.
Oh,
Really,
it's-
FX, I think, is actually the channel that actually has all the good shows. It's
Yeah.
got Louie, Always Sunny,
Oh,
Archer.
God.
Oh,
Louis
Louis
kills
so
me.
good. Is that still on, or is he still?
I have no idea.
I don't
He-
see the thing is, 'cause I don't see them when they're on TV. I see them once they come on DVD.
Right, yeah, I see him
Yeah.
on DVD.
So, he could be off for like 3 years. I would never know.
I had no clue. Well, so Louis C.K. I can't look at our boss Eric seriously
He
anymore.
looks like him.
Oh my god, because my boss looks just like Louis C.K. He just shaved his head. Instead of leaving the ginger pattern with his male pattern baldness, my boss just shaved his head.
They're like, they're on to me.
Yeah, but you put the 2 of them next to each other, and ironically enough, too, my boss has daughters. He doesn't have any sons. All he has is daughters. And it's just like, I can't take my boss serious anymore. Ever since watching Louis C.K. and watching his show Louis, I'm just like, I can't look at
When he
myself.
when he comes into work, you just go Louis.
Well, the funny
He's
thing
like,
is he
fuck
knows.
again.
Yeah, well, that's the funniest thing is he knows who Louis C.K. is as the comedian. I've told him before. I'm like, "Are you aware that you look like him?" And he's like, I guess.
I don't remember the guy's name, but at high school there was this one guy that looked almost identical to Jason Biggs.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about, that guy?
I remember there was a guy, yeah, he looked identical. I mean, he could be like a stunt double, pretty much.
Yeah.
We went to high school with this person?
Yeah.
He was like...
I don't know what grade he was in.
He was a grade ahead of me.
Yeah.
He was a
Right
grade
ahead of you.
So
Yeah.
you're 2 years ahead of you.
Aren't
Us.
you two on the
I
same...
don't know what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
We've been going to school together since we were 5, Spencer. So, okay, so a grade ahead of you. Oh.
And he looked just like... And he was on the football team. So it was kind of like... He was like Jim from American Pie if he got a lot of pussy, generally.
He had a little bit maybe bigger nose, but that was about it.
But this guy looked like identical to Jason Biggs, and everybody who saw him was double-taked for a second, and he just looked like, yeah, I fucking know.
I'm trying to think of who that is.
I'm surprised you don't remember. Like,
yeah,
I
I'm like running through
forgot
the
who it
football.
was, but like the second you say it, it's like, oh, I know who that is.
I don't remember his name, but...
No, I don't really remember anything about him, but that.
But what he looks like. Awesome. God, crap, now I'm going to have to go look it up.
Yeah.
Flip through the yearbook or something.
Yeah,
Well,
I can't.
gives you-
It's not like I can ask my
Oh,
roommate.
it's not
She's
under
a
Biggs.
youngin.
Never mind. What am I
Yeah.
doing?
Whoops,
That's a mistake. That's a mistake I would do. Yeah.
Oh, he looks like Jason Biggs, so he must be.
Got the same name too.
Right, yeah, it's just how that's just the way the world works, right? If you look like a
Yeah.
celebrity, you just get named after them, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I watched. I want to say this real quick. I watched American Reunion the other day.
Did you finally see that?
Finally.
I saw it in theaters, but it's
Oh
been a
yeah,
little,
you did see it in theaters.
But it's been a little while, and it was actually kind of one of those days, just like a really sad day. I went to go see this comedy all by myself, the only person in the theater. Just like I had nothing to do. Everyone was busy.
You can blatantly laugh as loud as you want now.
No, it was kind of like a sad laugh, like, yeah.
I don't feel like I should be loud.
See, I love when I
Then
go
when
to
the
the theater
usher
by
comes
myself.
in, like to check if people are goofing off, it's just like you in there. He shines the light. And he's just like,
That's when you
oh,
start-
Hey, you shut the fuck up! You're disturbing the other viewers.
No, that's when you start running through the theater, screaming like, or laughing like Peter, just, just like running around the theater. So when the person comes in, all they hear is you in the corner. Peter's laugh.
Or that's when you just take your pants off and just watch movies like you're
at home.
You know,
Yeah, just hang out like you're
like,
home.
if I was the only one in the theater, I just took off my pants and sat there, watched this. Sound away where the usher could see. Just walks in, he double take. He look at something like, should I say something?
Yeah,
He
right,
stopped
well-
there. It's
What would the
No.
usher say? There's not a soul in the theater, but this man has no pants. What do you do?
Just to creep him out, I just put my hand on my
It's
own
bizarre.
side.
He's got a 32-pack of beer sitting next to him, but since he's alone, I don't know how much trouble he's gonna cause.
Yeah, I think he's safe.
It's not worth this.
Well,
risk.
he's really
I'm
made
leaving.
himself at home here.
He's brought that Cartman Automan.
My only fear is that this guy might be a hobo.
He's built himself a little nest over there in Theater 10.
And somehow, some way, he earned himself $7.50.
Somehow made money.
He must have sucked a dick to get in here. No.
or snuck in the back. Actually, that sounds really gross.
I just want to see some American
He was
reunion.
really hoping there was gonna be more people in here so he could suck some dick during the movie. Makes some extra
American
cash.
Reunion. Does that usually inspire that?
But yeah, American Reunion.
Yeah, so I was
You
watching
saw
it.
that?
I saw it.
Yeah.
I watched it again. I watched it. It was like, I watched it at like a friend's house the other day, and it was just one of those things where it's just kind of like, it's one of those things. I like that series, but really, it's kind of just. I'm almost liking that movie more just because it's that series. You know what
Well,
I
that's
mean?
the main reason I think it makes it better. Is like if you grew up with those movies,
Yeah.
it makes it such a better movie. That fourth one, like you couldn't. If you just kind of like one day somebody said, "Hey, dude, check out these 4 American Pie movies," you just kind of watch them like, "Yeah, that was okay, whatever."
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was the fact that we grew up with it.
First American Pie and the first two, I guess, are kind of like our Animal House in a sense.
They
Yeah.
really are.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, they really
Animal House
were.
for our generation to a certain degree. Where the third one, it's like, oh, they tried. Fourth one, it's like,
That's
better than the third.
Yeah,
but
I
not
was gonna say
as-
because the third one was the wedding, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And Oz wasn't in it, which was a
Yeah, that was like,
pisser.
They explain why he's not in
Yeah,
this
they
one.
explain why. Yeah, they explain why he wasn't there, but Oz wasn't there. What eventually becomes his girlfriend again
Yeah.
in the fourth one. She isn't in
Technically,
that
she
one.
has no relevance if he's not there, though.
Yeah, she has no relevance if he's not there, so that's why she wasn't there. And there's that was the second one, the American Wedding. I was like, I
Yeah.
think
It's
the
okay.
funniest thing about
It's
it
got
was
funny moments in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the funniest thing about it is Sean William Scott eats a
He's always the best
he
part.
eats a pube covered a turd. I don't know how any better you can get.
But the one thing
Except
about Sean William Scott is like over time in those movies, he becomes more like a slapstick character.
He really
Yeah.
did. They
He
He
really
starts out
made
like
him
as a
an
douchebag,
idiot.
and
Yeah,
then he
they
starts
started out
becoming like the whoop,
Well,
whoop,
I know what he
Yeah.
seems like to me. I mean,
he starts out as the douche and turns into like the.
He's
Homer
really
Simpson.
just like very
Yeah.
slapsticky.
Yeah.
Wait,
Him
we-
and Finch too. They're like almost like Abbott and Costello.
we
I think
mentioned
I've only
this-
seen like one of the American Pies.
The first two are the best.
Yeah.
The first two are the best.
I gotta say this real quick, and a lot of viewers, they probably won't get what we're saying, but everyone here, with exception of Marley, but we'll get
Except for
this.
Marley.
I'll explain in a second. Sean William Scott, his character Stifler, he reminds me of like a meaner version of Kyle.
Dude, Sean William
Kyle
Scott always
Fountain.
reminded me of like Kyle. That was like
Yeah,
the
and,
first
like,
thing
Kyle-
I saw American Pie.
Kyle's
was
the
in
Kyle
your
Fountain.
Drunk
Kyle
Batman,
Fountain.
right?
He's the guy that plays Bruce Wayne before he becomes an alcoholic and turns into me.
It turns
He's also in a handful of other videos.
Well, because
Yeah.
there's this flashback. Have you seen that one?
No,
There's
I
a
haven't.
flashback in it where, because I'm playing drunk Batman, I have long hair, being like, dude, I'm wasted, I'm stupid, you know. And at some
up.
point, we have a flashback back to when he was like normal Bruce Wayne. He's starting to drink, and Kyle was playing him. So it's like, you
Oh
drink.
dear God.
So you good-looking guy like Kyle starts to drink, you look like me. So just keep that in mind.
There you go. There you go.
Even
Good-looking
miraculously
guy
change
like
hair and
that.
eye color too, but
Well, it happens. It happens sometimes. I see it in shows all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You see some little kid that plays a character when they're supposed to be like the little kid, and then
Yeah.
shows them growing up, and you're like, that little kid didn't look a goddamn
Are,
thing
is this
like
like
you.
are you talking about a movie or like a school play or something?
Movies and shows. You see it all the time where it's
Yeah,
like
anything.
the main character. You
Mm-hmm.
see him as like a kid, and they try and find a kid that looks somewhat similar to their adult counterpart.
Yeah.
So it's like the most they'll do is they're like, all right, this kid has the same eye color and the same hair color. That's it. And then you're like, but you really look at the kids and you're like, bone structure wise, that kid does not look a goddamn thing like that adult. I'm sorry. Those are two completely different worlds. I hate
some-
when I see that.
For some reason, I just got the image. I see exactly what you're saying. For some reason, I got the image of like a school play having a flashback scene. Like, bullshit! That's a different kid.
Yes.
I demand realty here.
I came here for realism in this high school play.
The kid
Damn it.
runs off crying.
Who drew that cardboard? Who drew that cardboard steer? That is not believable.
You better be getting an F.
This is not drama.
I want my $5 back, sir. It's a donation. Then give me the whole jar.
Damn it. Well, fine.
Did American Reunion make you kind of sad though? Like when you're watching it, just kind of like oh, they're getting older now, and
That was
times
the
are
weirdest thing.
changing.
Yeah, is you don't realize like it's
because
one
like
of those-
in movie world, it kind of throws you off sometimes like that. You're like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you get so used to seeing them in one time period. Like, you watch them in the original American Pie, and the one that gets me the most change to me is Allison Hannigan, who is the band geek nympho Michelle
Uh-huh.
in
Oh, yeah.
it.
She's coming a long way.
Because if you look at her when she started that,
she's really goofy looking.
to the
She's
way
like,
she looks now, which is, Lily from How
Yeah.
I Met Your Mother, from
Yeah.
Lily and Marshall, and everybody knows there's that, and it's like, she was such
I did
a
not know
nerd.
she was. I didn't know
Yeah.
she was on that. Like,
Yeah.
You didn't? Yeah, she, like American Pie. She just kind of looks like
Because
just
she
kinda
was
like,
the band,
like, kind of like
Yeah.
a donkey sort
she
of.
was the ultimate band geek, nympho band geek,
Yeah.
but still band geek nonetheless.
She's great in How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, I
love that
love
show.
Now
her.
she's really
Lily-
now she's just like adorable as hell. So
Oh,
Well, she's always
Lily-
stayed like really.
That's the thing. She's always been that adorable, like, little
Yeah.
redhead. It's just that, she's like a grown up.
But yeah, you watch
finally.
American
Yeah.
Pie 1 and
Yeah.
2, she's kind of ugly.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just because she actually looks like a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
She was one of the
Yeah.
only ones that, because most of those people, when they film that freaking
They're like
movie,
20s.
they were like in their 20s, like not like 25.
Yeah,
or
they
anything.
weren't
They
like
were
that
like
at all.
20,
They're
21.
they were like a couple years older than they should have been. But
Yeah, and
That's
she
not
was
that
the
easy.
only one that, she was in her 20s, but she actually still looked like she was fucking 16.
Yeah.
She was the only one that when you looked at that cast, you were kind of like, okay, yeah, you look like you were in high school. Because Shannon Elizabeth that's in that?
oh, she has to be in her late 20s in that movie.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't even care if you're foreign exchange. That was no high school student.
Yeah.
I don't even care if you're foreign exchange and you came from some other country. That was no high school student. Not at all. She was
See, they
gorgeous.
need to do it more like The Labyrinth, like where Jennifer Connelly's actually 15.
Yeah, I was gonna say 'cause she
It's
was
like her
actually.
first movie.
Yeah, which was always kind of creepy when you see her in the ballroom dancing with David Bowie. Still one of my favorite scenes. But
No, it's
I wanna
creepy
see
when you see her in what the fuck's that movie?
Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, Requiem for a Dream.
Where's the bush shot?
No, like the ass.
Only
Oh,
only
God.
Darren Aronofsky is talented enough to take a lesbian sex scene with Jennifer Connelly and make it awkward to watch. Only he is talented enough to do
Yeah,
that.
'cause that's
When
like-
people said like, oh yeah, there's a part
What?
where she's like forced to have sex with another chick if she wants some like heroin or whatever. I'm like, as fucked up as that sounds, that still sounds really hot. I'm sorry. And then I watched the movie. I'm like, oh, this is fucked up.
And then he does the same thing.
Ass to ass.
Yeah,
And then
bunch
he
of
does the
dudes,
same
like,
thing in
chanting.
Black Swans.
Black Swan. No, Black Swan was fucking different.
No, Black
Yeah.
Swan's completely different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he makes like the lesbian sex scene like interesting to watch. So.
Oh yeah, well, it's
no, this one, like, more is-
That's easy for him. He has
Yeah.
Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis eating
Yeah,
each
it's
other
just
out.
kinda
That's the hard part's done for him.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
true.
much.
But no, but like no, but then there's like
I wonder what Darren Aronofsky's doing when he's filming this scene. He's just like, oh my god. This is just like
Darren, why's your hand below your pants? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Nobody notices.
For being a
that.
scene with no actual nudity too, I feel like a fucking pervert talking about this sex scene, but really,
Yeah,
that's a fucking good sex scene. Ask anybody, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
So we talked about that scene if Mickey Rourke was fucking eating up Mickey Rourke. So go figure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't we have this conversation one night that led
We
to
talked
that?
about like what if you reverse, like take Natalie Portman from The Wrestler, Natalie Portman from Black Swan and put her in Wrestler,
Yeah.
and vice versa with Mickey Rourke. And nobody really acknowledged that. They acknowledge it, like, for something like, they don't acknowledge that, like, Natalie Portman has this daughter that's maybe 5 years younger than her, She's like, sweetie, I just want to hang out with you. Leave me alone, Mom. Maybe instead of, like, Randy the Ram, she's called Ramsey or something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
So, which means if we got to that sex scene, we would have a scene with, like, fucking, where, like, cause at some point during that scene, you've seen the movie, right, Marley?
The Black Swan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scene when, like, fucking, like, Mila Kunis starts eating out Natalie Portman, she raises her face up. It's Natalie Portman's face. It means to be Mickey Rourke's face. How fucked up would that be?
Yeah.
It's like, sweet girl. Mila Kunis' body.
That's a hard face to look at. I'm not gonna lie. That face has been through some stuff.
There's the greatest hits right there for us. Okay.
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke sucking his own dick.
Oh, God.
But yeah, you should check out American Reunion.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to it.
Comes full
Yeah.
circle at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
The movie actually came out like a year ago. It's kind of weird to think about that. For some reason, I feel like it just kind of came out not that long ago.
Yeah.
You want to feel old?
Walking a hot topic.
Well, no.
Yeah. Hot
Yes.
topic, you walk in there nowadays and I almost feel like an old man like, what's happening in this place?
What the fuck happened in here?
Son, where's your piercings? Why don't you have a mohawk anymore?
Yeah,
Why do you look
right?
kind of like a queer?
No, before.
Pretty much. Why are your pants tighter than mine?
And the guy's like, dude, you're like 80. I'm like, no! Paradox!
You have that Twilight Zone zoom out, like, no!
Oh, God.
There was time now!
Yeah.
There was time! What happened?
The Twilight Zone happened, duh.
What were you gonna say though?
See, now I lost my train of thought.
What makes you
Hot
feel
topic.
old? What makes you feel
Oh,
old
okay,
before
yeah,
Hot
yeah,
Topic?
you guys brought up Hot Topic me feel. Okay, so remember the Karate Kid, original Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't remember his name off the top of my head. right now.
Jaden Smith.
No.
No!
Fuck you! I misheard. I'm sorry.
something
Ralph Macchio. Ralph
Yeah,
Macchio.
Is the exact
Ralph
same age,
Macchio.
just turned the
Don't-
same age this year.
Bruce Springsteen needs to cleanse you. It sounds really gay.
No, Marley picked up a stack of Bruce Springsteen LPs and was about to hit me with them.
For calling
I'm sorry.
fucking
I'm not
Jaden
gonna lie.
Smith
I'm
the
not gonna lie.
original
Oh my
Karate Kid. What
I
the
heard
fuck?
Karate Kid. I wasn't paying attention for
my
1
God.
second. Ralph Macchio. I made up for it. There
Thank
we go.
you.
You need to go
Okay.
sit in the shame rack.
So he.
Go
this,
sit in the
Tap my
corner.
fucking podcast. I ain't sitting on no shame rack.
Haha, shame yourself. So he this year just turned the same age as Mr. Miyagi was when they started filming
Oh,
that movie.
fuck.
That
Oh.
makes you old.
Right? I saw that and I about like cried. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm old. Like I was like,
You're joking.
why?
You're
no,
Oh my god.
I am not joking. He just turned the same age this year as Mr. Miyagi was when they started filming that fucking movie. Okay? Started filming it. And I don't know if that man's still alive. I kind of
No, he died.
Kevin
Wow.
Smith.
Okay.
Kevin Smith is 42 now.
Right, that's another. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, when you really think
He was
about
22
some of
when he
these-
made Clerks. Oh.
And I think about it too, is like when I originally
And
watched these
Jason
movies,
Mewes was
Clerks
like 18.
Wasn't that old of
Yeah.
a movie?
Yeah, and Jason Mewes was like 18 when
I
he
know.
did that, when he did Clerks.
It's kind of hard to look at him like Kevin Smith. Oh, he's that young director, and that's like, oh, he's not so
He's
young.
not that
older
young
guy now.
technically anymore. He's
Yeah.
I still think he looks
He's-
fairly young.
He's still like probably
Well,
one of my
40
favorite
nowadays
filmmakers.
isn't like nearly as old as it used to
Used to
be.
be, yeah.
Life expectancy is no longer 50, so yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
People are
exactly.
living a whole hell of a lot longer than they probably should, but that's alright.
Directors didn't crank out 6 movies and then die from alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Or if you're Tony Scott, you just die of like
He had cancer.
Yeah, he had cancer. So it's a sad day.
That's
Yeah.
why he jumped off the ledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Remember I
It
mentioned
was
that
like
to
he
you?
wrote a suicide.
I don't remember
note,
that.
so-
No.
I mentioned you a couple times.
You did?
It's okay. You seem to forget a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I do.
That
Like
was
the Karate Kid. No.
that,
Yeah, like who the original Karate Kid is.
I misheard you. My fucking mistake.
Oh god.
yeah, you better edit that out because Brian's
we don't
gonna
edit
get
shit out. This shit's
No,
raw.
we don't edit. We like it raw and hard.
Raw and
Sounds really
I'll be the name
gay.
of this episode Raw and Hard.
I like that's the title.
That's
Please put that when you're making the tagline for this episode.
yeah.
I made a podcast episode called "Grab Your Dick and Die Hard."
Oh, there you
That was
go.
the Die Hard 5 episode.
Ah,
I
okay.
meant
I
it
thought if I made it
solid.
with a very catchy-looking title, people would listen to it more.
They didn't.
No, it was about the exact same audience.
I thought it was Die Hard 6.
Die Hard 5? Die Hard
That's
5.
5.
Oh,
Yeah.
what was Live Free or Die Hard? Was that 4?
That was 4.
Okay.
There's no such
I'm
thing as
gonna-
like a numeral Die Hard 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's to Live Free or Die
I
Hard.
know, I was gonna say, because those are ones that you have to go by title.
The only
'Cause
one
they're
that
not
had me the
actually,
first
they're not
two.
like numbered.
The only one that was numeral was Die Hard 2,
2.
Die Harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the worst one. Don't you think?
I think the fifth,
No,
one,
the fifth
fifth
one's-
one's the worst one.
I was gonna
Well,
say.
yeah,
I used
haven't
to say the second one was the worst.
I haven't seen the 5th one, so
It's worth watching, but don't expect a whole lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't.
I mean, it does have some kind of cool action scenes, like
Wait
in
till
it.
you get on Netflix or something.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
probably do
wait
that.
till you can watch it for free.
Yeah.
When you can watch it for free, go for it. Go pay for it.
I saw the trailer and it's just like CG. So it's almost like CG Bruce Willis jumping out of a CG building.
yeah, that
Yeah.
seems kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But there is
I'm
some kind of cool like explosions and car scenes in Moscow.
I just
Again.
realized I just said CG Bruce Willis, which is probably accurate.
And plus,
My favorite thing of the new one was his little sidekick, the guy who plays Jason London or whatever. what's his name?
Justin Lin. Oh, the fourth one.
Yeah, was his Justin
Justin Long.
Long.
Yeah,
That's his name.
Justin Lin.
Oh, and the fourth one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved his character.
Well, I like Justin Long a
yeah,
lot.
I love
Yeah.
Justin Long. I thought he was. I liked him because he kind of was the nice comic relief to fucking Bruce Willis's. You know,
It's
I
kinda
I gotta be a
stereotypical nerd,
goddamn
though.
badass.
Yeah,
and
he is
was
Yeah.
kind
just-
A
The
stereotypical
best
nerd.
part of that movie though
Yeah.
is because Kevin Smith's in it. Though.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
they go to Kevin
Like-
Smith's house. Yeah, the wizard.
Yeah.
And Kevin says, "What the fuck are you doing? You brought a cop into my house." I love it. Into my sacred fortress. Why is a basement?
I think the best Die Hard movie we'll ever get is the scene from Looper. If you haven't seen Looper, spoilers right
I
now.
finally
I don't know.
saw that.
Looper's not as good as Die Hard 3 though.
But I'm just saying when older Joe goes into like that,
He starts
he
like
goes-
shooting
he goes-
the shit
yeah,
out of
goes
her. That
guns
part's
blazing.
badass.
That's like Die Hard 5. That's
That actually is like the better Die Hard 5. I will say that.
That scene where
That
he just,
scene where he's killing everybody.
where he
Yeah.
gets taken in by Kid Blue, he just breaks out, just kills everybody in the whole building.
Yeah,
that's
that part's
better
badass.
than all of
Yeah.
it. That's better. Well,
That 5 minutes or whatever, it's probably less than that even. That part's
Yeah,
actually
the
more
same.
exciting than the
That's
entire
probably
Die Hard
Ryan
5.
Johnson just saying, you know what, Die Hard, A Good Day to Die Hard is probably gonna be shit. So I'm just gonna like, I'll make my own
Throw this
Die
in
Hard.
Looper just in
I
case.
said this on that podcast, but really, when Bruce Willis said like "Yippee ki motherfucker," he said,
Like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
"Yeah." It was like to the equivalent of like a bird from the Flintstones saying "It's 11."
Yeah. It's a
Did-
living.
Does he ever say Yippee Ki Mother Russia though?
No,
Okay,
He
well,
doesn't
that's
do that.
disappointing.
Russia?
It's
because
that's from
Russia,
the
it takes
trailer.
place in Russia. Did he say mother? Did he do that in the trailer?
Yeah, at the end of the trailer it says Yippee Ki Mother Russia.
So the better way to do a
Slashes.
trailer would be like to say like yippee-ki-yay, mother, and then cut it right there and be like, put the date, like slam up there, like
Yeah,
bam.
And they
Yeah.
did that before. They did the Die Hard 4. Like, what do you have to like? What's his name? Not Josh Duhamel.
The
Wasn't Josh
villain.
the villain? It wasn't Josh Duhamel, but he looks.
Oliphant.
Yeah, well, I want to say this real quick. I always get Timothy Oliphant and Josh Duhamel mixed up. You
Yeah,
almost
I
have
do too.
You can have a game show like Timothy Oliphant or Josh Duhamel, you know, and just
Yeah,
like,
which
nobody
one's
would
which?
nobody
Yeah.
would fucking win. But anyway,
No, I know one person that would, and that would be my roommate, and that's because she's so fucking obsessed with Timothy Oliphant. It's amazing.
really,
Amazing. Like, I was unaware that Timothy Oliphant was from Modesto.
really, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I was
he
completely
is.
unaware of
Is
that.
that the guy that's in Hitman?
He's the one
Yeah.
in Justified. Yeah,
Yeah,
Hitman,
Justified is
Justified.
amazing.
I just knew that I like how like the only movie I could think of this guy in is Hitman.
The producer from he was the producer from Girl Next Door.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's also in that.
I didn't realize he was in that many movies. Like,
We own pretty much fucking all of them because my roommate is so obsessed with them.
But yeah, there's the part like in the trailer where he's all like, "What do you have to say? Or what are you gonna do?" He's like, "Yippee-ki-yay, mother!" He looks like that, you know.
Cuts to the music.
Wow.
Yeah. Which they never really used that song in any of the other in any of the actual movies, do they? They used it in 1 and 2. Did they ever use it in 3?
I don't think
They used it in
so.
the trailers.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Goddamn marketing campaigns. Yeah.
So do you think Taken is like the Die Hard for this generation?
I
No.
fucking hope not.
Taken's good, but it's not that good.
The second
Yeah.
one was.
I haven't seen the
It's the
second
same
one.
movie.
The second one to me was stupid because at that point it was just a predictable fucking action movie. The first one at least had something interesting. Like there was no reason for the girl to get taken other than the fact that she was an attractive white American girl, and she was taken for that reason only, and had to go through like human trafficking and shit. Like that was like intense. Like that scared the shit out of me to watch.
Well, those
This
movies
new
are
one-
they might be like movies that are made for like to scare white Americans.
Yeah, no, that's straight up what this was. This movie was
Be
strictly
scared.
to
Just
get
like Hostel.
was strictly to get Americans to no longer travel to Europe.
Yeah.
That is what
Yeah.
this movie did.
It
the
is a
first
French
one.
movie. He's like, stay the fuck over there.
Yeah,
Here's
it's,
your
it's a
line.
French movie, which is even funnier. But it's
Yeah,
like, yeah,
it's-
well, Americans, let's just.
You guys stay over there.
I know,
You're fine.
Unless you're Liam Neeson, you can't come over here.
Liam Neeson kind of in
He's
that
Scottish.
film kind of
Yeah, he's
reminds.
that
Yeah,
Scottish.
he's the Scot.
He's Irish, isn't he?
Scottish.
Scottish?
Yeah.
Oh, Scottish. Okay.
Scot.
Liam Neeson in that movie kind of reminds me of just like old Jason Bourne.
Well,
Just
yeah,
kind of just
that's
like
why the second one is stupid because the second one it's like his daughter suddenly turns into a fucking badass.
What?
And yeah, because she doesn't get taken this time. This time, him and his wife get kidnapped together. It's not like they go on vacation. He goes to a different country
Istanbul.
for
Oh, that's
yeah. He
stupid.
goes to Istanbul for business. His ex-wife, this is the best part about it, is the fact that she's not even fucking married to the man anymore. She's married to another guy. It's just not giving her attention. Takes her and her daughter to Istanbul to go surprise her ex-husband. While this
Wow.
family
Well,
that he killed the
I
guy
thought
at the
Liam
end.
Neeson paid for her vacation. I thought that was what it was.
No, he went for a business trip and they
Okay.
surprised her. They like surprised
I
him.
saw that movie once.
Yeah,
so I just
yeah,
remember the
I
action.
just recently see this. It's the only reason it's so fresh in my
Okay,
head.
I saw it
I
in the
just
theaters.
recently see it.
I guess when I
I
saw
kind
it
of
as-
wanted to see it, but now I don't want
It's-
to. 'cause
I would
it's
say
like-
still see it. I
Okay.
think
Yeah, I'd
it's
say
Die Hard
still
5.
see
I'd
it.
still see
Yeah.
it.
It's
But
probably better than
it's
Die
a
Hard
more
5.
you can
I don't
predict
know.
what's gonna happen. It's
Oh,
one of those
okay.
that it's so kind of generic now that you're
Oh.
like, okay, you know, Liam Neeson pissed off this dude by killing his family. So this guy's gonna come after Liam Neeson by killing his family. So he's gonna kidnap his family. He's gonna fucking torture him. It's so predictable that you're like,
But there's funny stuff in it though, because Liam
Yeah.
Neeson seems to not give a flying fuck about anybody else.
Yeah, Liam
but him and
Neeson
his
is-
daughter. Like he tells his daughter to chuck a fucking grenade out
yeah,
a window.
he starts telling his daughter to start throwing, basically just fucking throwing
throw grenades
explosives
so
all
he
over
can figure
Istanbul.
out where she is.
So he can find out where he is and where she
Oh, yeah,
is.
yeah.
Okay, that's.
He's trying to find
Just
where
like,
he is
okay,
and
those
where
grenades
she
would be
is.
killing anybody.
Yeah, and it's his daughter's just suddenly like she's just suddenly a fucking badass. It starts out in the beginning of the movie like she can't even drive a car. By the end of the movie, she's like fucking pulling Brodies in the middle of Istanbul streets, and you're like, no, I'm sorry, like you were too afraid to drive 25 miles an hour, and now you're pulling out like drifts going on. No,
She
I
really,
really
wants
want there
to
to be-
get her father back.
Well, he was with her. He's
His
like,
daddy
fuck it, keep
issues.
driving.
Yeah,
okay.
he's with her when she
Oh.
when she starts driving through the through
Oh,
Istanbul.
okay.
He's with her and he's just yelling at her like,
He's probably just using a
"Fucking
Jedi.
God," just like going through it. And
Well,
yeah,
I
she,
never died. He just
Yeah.
retired.
He just
became
went to
a
other
witch the
movies.
CIA.
I don't know. I think that when I said old Jason Bourne, I think that should be a movie, like an actual, like they should make like a new Bourne franchise.
The Jeremy Renner one didn't plan out so good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, didn't they do that? Didn't they try and make a newborn with somebody else?
Well,
Yeah.
nobody cares if you don't have the main.
You should make it with like
character.
Harrison Ford
Yeah.
or something like that.
Oh god.
Harrison
He's
Ford. I would watch that. It'd just be like, she's like, we got your
He's
whole
like-
family.
I'm just gonna jump over here.
Not as easy as it used to be.
Yeah,
Wrong,
poor
wrong movie, Harrison. Oh,
Oh, my bad.
these aren't the droids you're looking for. No, that's not even your fucking line.
I should
Wrong.
first.
Harrison
franchise.
Ford versus Nick Nolte movie.
What you would do is you like you pin their face to get like the Freddy versus Jason cover, like the two of them just.
Like Ford versus Nolte.
You would have
Oh
to,
my god.
where they would just like shove each other for like 2 hours.
They're just-
It's like Grumpy Old Men, but with guns.
Yeah. It's like grumpy
It's
old
like-
men.
you would be like,
Grumpy old men, but with guns.
oh, that's great.
You just sold a fucking ticket.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Oh god.
You
Harrison
kinda-
Ford.
What time are we at?
We're at 1 hour and 3 minutes. That probably
Right.
seems like a
Really?
good place to wrap it up at.
Seems like
Yeah,
we're
that's
talking
last time I was kind of curious. I thought we were at 3. I just saw the 3, and I'm like, we're at 3 minutes. No,
Okay.
I gotta look a little closer.
time paradox, hot
Oh
time
my
paradox.
I feel like I've been here like 3 hours, dude.
It's just turned into a 90s comedy.
I better take
Hey,
another
it's the
hit,
best
guys.
time.
It's like a teenager goes into a Hot Topic in 1995 and ends up in 2013. What?
What?
No, I remember. No, it's kind of weird because I just go in
Hot Topic machine.
Hot Topic.
No,
Hot
Hot
Time
yeah.
Machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a second. No, Hot Topic. I remember when I went in there, it'd be kind of like your parents would be like, you have their arms crossed, like, Jesus Christ,
What
the
is all
fuck
this
is
shit?
this?
Yeah.
And then you're like, you just don't get it, Mom, Dad. You know, now
You're
you
like, our
got,
son's turning into
mom-
Marilyn Manson.
I get to see the mom and just like, it's the liberal agenda turning our kids queers.
when I went in there for the first time.
All they sell in here is chains, makeup, and everything's in black.
When I went in there for the first time, I'm not gonna lie, the very first time I was like probably like 10 years old. I walked in there. I just can't believe I thought this, but this is how like fucking sheltered I was. I walked in there like, this is way too hardcore for me. Just had to go the other way. Maybe that's before they had Mario shirts
Well,
and
then
all
again,
that.
like,
Yeah, I was gonna say-
Hot Topic back in like the olden days, it was just made for like goths.
Yeah,
That
I was
like
saying, because
the-
Hot
yeah.
Topic originally, because I used to shop there when I was like in elementary school and first half of high school.
I'm kind of out of the loop because I've
Some
never
guy-
set foot in
In a Hot Topic?
In a Hot Topic.
Some
Okay.
guy
Well,
that looked
Well,
like
the
Dunigan.
original, it used to be you'd go in there and the only thing you ever found that had like some kind of an emblem or something on the cover, like on a shirt, was bands. So you had like Avenged Sevenfold, you had Gwar, you had Slipknot, you had
Iron Maiden. there's all
Spencer's
kinds-
Now-
Spencer's playlist, basically,
then you had-
and shirts and girls' clothes. It's like, you know, that was one of the only places girls we could go find like, you know, corset tops and plaid skirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, everything
and
was like, it was like,
the
it's,
big,
where,
tall
it's where you got,
boots.
yeah, you got the
Yeah.
big boots, you got the chains, you got studs.
Yeah, you
They
got
had
your...
those pants with the strange straps in the back that to this day I still can't figure out.
And I still don't know
there.
why I owned a pair of
You know,
those.
that's
Yeah,
what-
it
that's
had
what-
their suspenders, but it's like you never wore your suspenders as suspenders. You let them hang
hang
around
down.
your ass. I don't know why I used to do that. Oh yeah, it had all the studded jewelry
Yeah.
everywhere. It was like the only place you could buy gauges for your ears.
Now you
and
go
stuff
in there,
like
they
that.
have Justin Bieber shit.
Yeah, and
Well,
now you go in
nowadays
there and
it's
it's
so like, it's so like
it's
kind of like
poppy.
pop culture now.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
poppy.
And
There's
I-
some stuff.
Are you
when I-
serious?
Yeah.
That's such a
It's-
a huge contrast.
It was such a turnaround in God, and I.
Yeah, it was literally a store for just like pure metal, punk, and
It
kind
was-
of goth. Which I
It
guess
was
is
the
kind of-
motherfucking Twilight.
And when I went
It was
in
the
there,
motherfucking Twilight that turned it around. I know this. I noticed it. Is all of a sudden Twilight
Well, once
came
they
out.
started putting color into that stuff
Yeah,
too, that's
it was
also what
because they
ruined it.
they started doing like Twilight, and then all of a sudden it was cool to be into like the classic like Batman, and all of a sudden you started getting your really old school like Ninja
Video
Turtles
games and
and
stuff
video
like that.
games and stuff. And it's like, yeah, that was cool. The only problem was
It's like, that's not
it was
Hot
all
Topic.
on the one, it wasn't Hot Topic, and
But then
one
again,
and the other thing was all on the boy side.
Well, the one thing
Girl
about
side was all this shit like, oh, you know,
They had
let's
a
go fall
few.
in love. Yeah, they had like a couple little things, but it was mostly, oh, let's go fall in love with fucking Twilight.
well, now you go into a Hot Topic too, and it looks kind of like a Skittles. It's just like there's like
Yeah.
too much color in there. It used to,
For a Hot Topic, yeah, but every store is still laid out the same. Every store itself
Yeah.
is still laid out and looks like everything on the walls that should be hanging there should be black, leather, and metal. And you walk in there and it's not. You get, yeah, like Princess Peach hanging on the wall now.
and
And
I walked in there, like when I first walked in there, it was like there's some guy looked like Glenn Danzig behind the fucking counter, and it was just kind of like he looked at me, he had this look on his face like fresh meat. Now it's going there. Now it's kind of like, hey, welcome to Hot Topic.
Well,
Hey,
yeah,
yeah,
now-
you kind of expect Terry from Reno 911 to be your hostess.
exactly.
Hi,
Yeah.
it's Terry. Welcome to Hot Topic.
Is that the Jason Schwartzman character?
Yes, Nick Schwartz.
Nick Schwartzman. Who's Jason Schwartzman?
I have no
Jason
idea.
Schwartzman is he's the guy from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Oh
He plays
yeah, he's the bad guy.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
guy.
Oh,
Okay.
the nerd, the
Mhm.
super nerd.
Yeah.
Well, like
Okay.
in Hot Topic too, that was like the one store that you were always guaranteed a white person worked at, and you were always guaranteed, and they were always like, it's like if you didn't have like a certain amount of studs, color, like dark hair, like you had like that. But nowadays, you people, it's like this person looks like they could have like worked at Abercrombie and Fitch like in a second.
It seemed like Hot Topic. It used to be a requirement that you had facial piercings, tattoos, and gauged ears, and now it's like you go in there and
Justin Bieber hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nowadays, it's just become like really the store kind of just like literally the word sell out. It really says what Hot Topic.
Yeah,
really
Hot
is.
Topic. Talk about the biggest sellouts from
Well, it's
the
owned by the
90s.
same company that owns Gap.
Yeah, it's owned by the same company as Gap.
Yeah,
But if
and
we're
now
just-
the
I think
Gap
it's-
is influencing them way too fucking much.
But I think that store was bought out like because it started in like 1976
Yeah.
or something like that. That store, Hot Topic. Obviously, it was probably just one building at that time, but
yeah, one building somewhere, probably in LA.
they probably just sold like bongs and like hippie beads and
Probably some Misfits LPs.
yeah, stuff like
Well,
that.
that was one thing I missed about Hot Topic is Hot Topic, they used to sell our music on vinyl.
They still sell some of it, but you don't see very much of it. You see a lot of shit.
No, like,
Now,
I used
yeah.
to be able to go in there and, like, they had all sorts of Avenged Sevenfold on vinyl, which was sick. Because I love vinyl. I honestly think vinyl still sounds better than computers to me most days. But I love vinyl. And, like, that was so cool. And you go in there now and it's like, yeah, they're selling Justin Bieber CDs. Who sells Justin Bieber CDs? Why do we even need to sell his
you
CDs?
go in
Yeah.
you go in like the
Who
far
still
back
buys
corner.
CDs?
And that's not the only section they have like kind of like the stuff you remember. Like in the back corner, it's like, well, here's some Cannibal Corpse t-shirts.
Yeah!
Have you seemed to care?
We also, but at the same time, that same section, because before I remember, it was kind of like, it almost kind of like went through progression. You started off like some 60s, 70s bands, worked your way through
80s
to a
and
bunch
90s
of like,
and then up to modern.
bunch of like grindcore, whatever bullshit. Now, when I went there now, it's just like, oh yeah, there's a Who t-shirt, there's a Stones t-shirt. Oh look, we also got the Gorillaz and Nirvana.
And
Then it's just a
Soundgarden.
bunch of, a bunch of like fucking like, what the fuck is that? You see like
Owl
some
City.
shit. You see like
Yeah,
some
they literally have
Owl-
shit like that
at
now.
Owl City, they had like, I hate this band. It's one of my most fucking hated bands. Like Nickelback.
One Direction.
No,
Nickelback.
If you look long enough, you will
Which
find
band?
some One
Direction.
Okay,
Direction.
now,
No,
One
we-
Direction, okay, you brought
Don't
this up.
ask me how I know that band, but
What? Okay, so who the fuck are they?
they're
All I've
they're
gotten is
That's
that
a
they
gay
have
name.
like all
It's a
I've gotten
British
is
pop band.
they're
a
British,
British pop band.
and they ripped off a bunch of Backstreet Boy songs. That's all I figured
They're
out.
really obviously they're really.
I haven't
pop.
listened
Well,
to them,
now
but
that
that's
too,
what
it's
they're
like now they have a bunch of that like shitty like indie folk crap stuff there too, and no, it's just like no.
Well, when I went there,
That
like,
also used to be the place to
If there's
get
not too-
guaranteed
Well,
to
something
get
else-
Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise.
Yeah,
You were
like-
guaranteed
you
to
can
get
still
Nightmare
get it
Before
there if
Christmas.
you. It's there.
Their selection's just gotten a whole hell
yeah,
of
that's
a
the
lot
thing. Is
smaller.
everything's small.
It's a whole lot smaller.
You can still find some of the same things there. It's smaller,
It's a
more
whole lot
condensed.
smaller.
Something that made me realize like this story's going downhill is they had like 3 or 4 broken side t-shirts. Now the thing is, I hate this fucking band. This is actually a band I fucking hate.
don't know
Nickelback.
who this is.
I don't like them, but I don't hate them personally. They're doing their thing. They're
Who's
doing whatever
Broken
they want.
Sigh?
Yeah,
Broken side. It's
side.
What?
Broken side.
Okay, Broken Side.
Let me tell you how it's
sounds cool.
spelled. They sell
Like
it
it's like a
broken
side.
side.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, like, they broken side, and then we get to broken, then CYDE. So
It's like what?
yeah,
Like cyanide?
You
Yeah,
know,
I was gonna say that's like chemical version of.
I don't
Side.
fucking know.
you
It's-
know, like
it's
that. That's that band name that
take-
like the guys like when they're trying to like look at who in the playlist. They're like, God, that's the fucking stupidest name.
Yeah.
How is anybody gonna find these kids on the internet?
They found a way, and they have like one of the stupidest fucking videos. You see the videos? It's a bunch of fucking like they look at a bunch of like white and like sort of Asian kids in fucking Beverly Hills, all like fucking emoed out, and they do that whole. What they have is they have the most generic kind of like hip hop beat and like the same hip hop kind of like generic song over it. They have some kid in the back going. Doing that. That's the whole
it?
fucking band. If you look it up, just look them up, and they always have like some. It's just the lamest fucking band. That does not even compare to what I
It's
just
so
said.
sad.
It is fucking pathetic. I just fucking hate this band so much. It just looks so fucking douchey, and they have like they're all pulling up like in their like parents like fucking Silverados and shit.
Yes.
And
Mom and Dad drove us to our video shoot today.
yeah, and they're dancing right in the middle of the street, doing like "Gonna have a sexy time." Yeah! It's like you think it's a parody, but it's fucking a real video. Like I think the song is called like "Freaks," spelled with an X. So it's just
Oh.
they're all
And all crazy with it. Oh
those
shit.
clever broken side kids.
Oh
Can't even spell.
god, that was like when Avril
Let's feel
Lavigne
sorry for
first
them and
came
listen
out
to their
with
music.
Skater Boy. I'll never
Fucking
forget
hate.
that.
I don't know. I just fucking hate that band so much.
Yeah. More than Nickelback?
I do not like Nickelback. I really don't like them, but I don't hate them personally.
I like some of their songs. They're hit and miss. with
It's
me.
like, well, they're the band that like it's okay. Like, they did their own thing, but everybody else that copied them. That's like the people that's like kind of like.
yeah, that was the
It's all
problem.
the bands that kind of said like, "Hey, I want to be a Nickelback too."
Yeah,
I-
because Nickelback. Well, because Nickelback was kind of one of a band
Yeah.
for the first time. Like when they came out, they were.
They
for the
came
first,
out.
Yeah, well, that. No, when they first like started getting popular down here.
Because they come from Canada.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're Canadian, awesome Canadians.
Yeah.
When they started getting more popular down here, it was when we were in the time that. Did you have a band that played instruments other than Creed, but they don't count because they suck? But did you actually have a band that
We're
played
not a
instruments?
Christian rock band. We just happen to be Christian.
Yeah, we're not Christian rock, but we sing about God and we preach Christian stuff. but we're not a Christian band.
We like to get drunk in public.
Yeah, whatever, Creed, you're all fucked up over there. But they were a band, an actual band that played instruments again and made actual kind of like rock music, more like classic rock music style. And then all of a sudden that took off, and now you had 1.5 million fucking bands that had to appear after that. Now people are like, oh, Nickelback's gay, and it's like, no.
You get like the Theory of a Dead Man.
I was
Yeah,
like,
and then you start getting all these stupid, shitty, shoot-off bands that wanted to be like them, and it's another thing like Nirvana. It was like the grunge age, but a really quick spurt with Nickelback.
You had like Theory of a Dead. If you listen to some early Nickelback stuff, I think we said this in your podcast.
Yeah.
Marley.
If you listen to like the 1996 album, it's like it sounds like it could be sitting right next to Soundgarden, in between Nirvana and Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
And then, but then after once they got the Silver Side Up, that's when they started doing
because that's the one that got popular here.
Yeah.
Silver Side Up was the first album that got popular here.
And the next album was the one like, I like your pants around your feet.
Like
that song cracks me up. I'm not gonna lie, that song fucking cracks me up.
A good friend of mine, he's all like, okay.
Basically talking about boating while driving. That song cracks me up.
A friend of mine said, like, a good friend of mine named James Calafieri, we mentioned him a few times, I'm on the podcast eventually. He told me that there's this one girl. He said this one time, me and this one girl were gonna fuck around. We're going to her house, and she was just started playing. Like, you gotta listen to this song. Oh my god, you gotta listen to this song. No, James, he's this guy. He's this guy. His favorite band is like Between the Buried and Me, like Pyromaniacs Get All the Girls. Is that the name of the band? Pyromaniacs Get All the Girls, or Arsonists Get All the Girls?
Yeah,
Arsonists.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I don't listen to all.
I don't listen to it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah.
And then As I Lay Dying, all that kind of stuff.
So I was always funny. I'm surprised he listens to As I Lay Dying just for the fact that that's one of those bands like, we're Christian, we don't have any of our songs, but we just have to be Christian.
But he's actually, because he's very atheist, but he's like, what, they're good, so I don't care. So he's like one of those people. He doesn't hate things for being Christian, but yeah. But anyway, so he goes, he says, we were in there for like 5 minutes, and she just like, get us this song, it's about a girl, he's thinking about a girl, and he's like, like your parents. I stood there with my arms crossed, like, if I waited 4 more minutes, I could have got some pussy. And I'm like, no, I'm done. See ya.
I can't do it. Can't do it. Not with this song.
And he's glad that happened, because it ended up being kind of like the ex of a very good friend of his that he found out later down the line.
Even better, just to make the drama so much better. I do like the Nickelback song they did with What's His Bucket from ZZ Top though.
They did Nickelback. They did a ZZ Top song with him.
No, he doesn't sing.
You
He
mean
just
Rockstar?
talks. Yeah, when they did
Ted Nugent's also on that too.
Is Ted Nugent on that? Oh, I didn't know. But they got the voice of the devil. Is I can't.
That's supposed to be the devil. I thought it was just Billy Gibson.
No, it is Billy Gibson, but he's supposed to be the voice of the devil. Because that's the whole point of the song. Is he's making a deal with the devil.
That is really?
Yeah,
like, the
that's
music
the
video really does not explain that.
No,
whatsoever.
the music video does not explain
actually
it.
kind of a shitty music video.
Yeah, because it was the cheapest music video you've ever
when
fucking
I
seen.
watched that music video, I'm like, really? This is probably their biggest song, and they just decided to make the most cheapest.
Yeah, it's the cheapest fucking video you've ever seen.
The most expensive thing was driving fucking Billy Gibson over to like say a couple lines.
Yeah, because Billy Gibson gets to sit
and Ted Nugent to like just stand up his guitar.
Yeah.
I don't know the song.
I like it. It's
Rockstar?
not Rockstar.
Oh, that Rockstar
Oh,
song.
yeah.
You wanna be a
Yeah, it's
big
like-
rock star living? Yeah, that big old
that
one.
song?
Yeah, that's our new one.
So
it was
it's
like
not
new
nothing.
as-
It
it's
came
not new
out
as
when
06.
yeah,
I
it
thought it
came
was-
out when I was in high
New
school.
as 2006.
That's still new to us.
Yeah.
90s kids, something that's 10 years old. That's not that old to anybody from the 90s. But Billy Gibson's in it, and he's the voice of the devil, and it's just so perfect. He does not say much of anything other than, like, how you gonna do it. And he does it with that little super southern Texas drawl, and I love it.
Do it.
Yeah, and you're just like, that's awesome.
I don't know. I've heard the song. I haven't heard the whole thing, though.
You need to listen to the whole song, because, it's a story. The song is a story about a man making a deal with the devil
I never knew there was actually this big story between
to
I thought it
become
was just
a
like,
famous person.
I thought it was just like, I just wish I was really cool and famous and just didn't have to really work.
No,
Yeah.
it's him making a deal with the
Every
devil.
Nickelback song?
Yeah.
No, he's
But we still live like out in the country.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah. Countries of Canada. Ooh.
When we met Billy Gibson, me and Cisco, which is pretty badass.
Yeah.
We
I got
meeted-
backstage passes.
Yeah, we got
right?
backstage passes to
I wanna
ZZ
touch
Top.
his
Sounds like a
beard.
Wayne's World movie
Oh,
for some reason.
I want to touch his beard.
We just walked out of our time machine and went over to say hi to Billy Gibson.
Well,
It was
I remember,
sweet.
like, because like, we were standing there in line. It was kind of one of those ones where it was like awkward. It was like you felt like you're almost like the soup Nazi. Like you're like, don't fuck this up.
Don't mess up, don't mess
And I
up.
remember we walked by, and then there was this ginormous, like, big old bucket full of, like, Coke. All Coca-Cola, nothing else. No Diet
Oh, I
Coke,
thought
no
you meant
nothing.
Coke like the
Billy-
drug.
You're like, whoa, Billy Gibson's getting crazy! No.
You boys,
And then Cisco, like,
you
Cisco,
boys
like,
want some
he was,
Coke?
he was going for one, and it's like, I don't know, dude, can we take one? It's like, I don't know.
Is
It's
that
there.
his personal stash?
Yeah.
Like Billy, like Cisco grabs one. Also, Billy just looks at him. His beard fucking eats Cisco.
Yeah, the beard wraps
reaches over
around
and
his
grabs
neck.
him. Get over here!
He absorbs into the beard, and like Billy Gibson grows like 10 years younger.
Yeah, that's how he's still
I just
alive.
need a tall Mexican in me. They're hard to come by.
Awesome.
But no, they were
man.
getting up, and like, we were getting stuff signed, and we were just getting our ticket stuff signed because we literally had nothing else.
That or clothing.
And it was going through, and then like, was getting signed, and Billy just looks up at, it's Cisco, and he goes, "You ain't got nothing to sign?" And Cisco's like, "No, it's over there with the other guy." He's like, "Oh, okay," and then signs it. But it's just funny, he just looks over like, oh, that awkward moment, like, "Oh fuck you fucked up, Cisco. You messed up the order, and Billy, get out of here."
You can't take the Coke. So he grabs her and just pulls old bucket of Cokes by him. He starts like drinking. He starts drinking out of it, looking at giving Cisco an
Drinks
angry
about
look.
half one, throws it at Cisco, drinks that one, throws it at him.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
That's pretty badass, though.
Yeah.
That'd be
that's,
pretty cool. I wouldn't mind meeting them.
That's cool.
That'd be pretty sweet. I'd want to touch his beard, I'm not gonna lie.
Want to pet his beard?
That'd be like my first question. Can I stroke your beard, please?
good luck.
I just want to touch it.
See, I feel like
Touch it,
you
and you,
the
like,
soup
roll
nuts
it
thing,
around
you're
in your
breaking some of the
finger.
rules now.
Or
Yeah,
it sounds really
rules.
gay.
Or he says like, $5 to look at it, $20 to touch it.
Yeah.
100
$50 to
fuck it.
finger.
Start Pete Rosing it. My God.
I'm trying to fuck Billy Gibson's beard.
God, those things are epic, man. You gotta admit that beard is
Don't worry,
epic.
this beard like cleans itself. It's just the jizz, just like
It's self-cleaning.
He gets about a year younger.
That's how I haven't died. That's why I still
Oh,
look the
God.
exact fucking same. Actually, I bet he looks different if he were to take off his fucking hat and sunglasses.
So
You
like
see
payday,
age.
payday comes to Billy Gibson like, Billy, here's your cut. Throws him a wad of money. Here's your beard's cut. Like,
Yeah.
The beard just this side comes up, sucks up the.
Hell yeah, dude, that beard's gotta be insured.
I think
Like
that's.
Jennifer Lopez's ass is insured.
I think that's kind of weird.
He
He makes
sits down
like.
too hard.
Which makes me want to shoot it with a paintball gun.
I actually saw.
I'm
her
not
for-
gonna lie, like when you hear about celebrities endorsing body parts, it makes me want to go shoot them with paintball guns.
Was she in? I actually met her one. I didn't meet her. I actually saw her one time.
Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah, I didn't have.
Does it really stick out as far as it looks like it does in pictures?
She was actually wearing a really thick coat. I was in
Aw,
Vegas
damn.
with a friend. And we were in fuck was it? It was in Caesar's Palace.
I was gonna say
And we were
Caesars.
walking by, and then you hear someone like,
Oh my God, Jenna!
and then so
Everybody fucking goes, "Shh."
yeah, so everyone just starts
Every
crowding
female
around.
starts turning around. Every male goes,
Everybody
what?
just turns and goes, "Wait, what?"
What was that?
And I wasn't trying to be one of those people who's gonna go like, Miss Lopez, can I get your autograph or nothing? So I was like, I just want to say I saw her. So I couldn't get through the crowd, so I stood up on top of like a bench. I'm like, yep, that's her. So I just sat down.
yep, I confirmed it. That is the person. that's how I am. I'm the same way. I'm like, oh, celebrities around. I kind of want to see him, like
Yeah.
physically see him, and then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, you do look like you do on TV. All right, I'm done. I don't really care. You're a person to me. You're not that fascinating, and I need to stop my entire life to go over and talk to you.
Stop your life.
Yeah,
Dive in
stop
front
your
of you to
entire
take
life.
a picture.
Yeah.
It's weird because
Do a Facebook photo.
it's weird because I saw someone who's probably one of the most famous people in the world. I was like, whatever. But then I met Larissa Overnick. I think that's her name, from Allison from Mystical World of Alex Mack. She was at the It's a Film Fest. I got a picture with her. I met her. I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want to look like an asshole. Which I think I made myself look like an asshole by accident. But anyway.
You know,
It
he was
happens.
fine.
But anyway, yeah, so it's like, oh my god, I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want to fuck this up. And then one of the most famous people in the world, like, oh, there's that person who gives a
Yeah,
shit.
and you're like, oh, well,
Whatever, fuck
whatever.
it. It's not Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
No, it was the Affleck. I mean,
I'd be like, "Woo," just jumping over people, just like running over their heads.
and all of a sudden he sees me, he just throws like his billy club at me from like Daredevil. You know,
it's gonna be his enchanted magical sword from when he's an angel in Dogma.
Oh, that'd be cool.
When he was
I think
Bartleby.
He was
Bartleby. Bartleby. That's a fun name.
I think
That
it's really
name was
weird
Loki.
when you meet celebrities like for the first time. You actually like, talk to them. It's just like there's that weird little like voice inside your head, just kind
You're
of
like,
like
say
saying,
stupid,
this
don't say
person's
something
fucking,
stupid.
yeah, don't say something stupid.
Well,
This
it's just-
person's famous.
it's like don't say something stupid, and also just like this person is just like me. They just had different like
Yeah.
a different path. I'm just like
I'm
Because
usually...
Unless you met Superman.
Well,
You'd really think that. You'd be like, man.
Well, that's because Superman's not from our
because when I was talking to Ari Costa, it's a film festival. Like he worked on Community, and like I think he wrote a couple episodes. And I was
like the show?
yeah.
Ah.
And I was talking to him. It was like one of my favorite shows. I was like, "Don't fuck it up! Don't fuck it up! Don't fuck it up!" And it's just like, "Don't say anything stupid." And like,
Should I reach into his bucket of Cokes?
Yeah, you can't trust that bucket of Coke.
He just carries it with him, drops it down. He just sets it there, seeing what people fucking do.
But I don't know. I think that's weird that we put all like, these celebrities on pedestals, even though they're just like us.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm so like out of touch. This is how bad and out of touch me and my roommate are. We don't have TV because we don't feel the need to pay for it. We have internet.
Well, I
Yeah.
think TV is that's like the older generation. That's like our parents' generation is TV. Once our parents are kind of gone, I think TV will be gone too.
Yeah, it'll probably be
Yeah.
obsolete. Everything will be on the
The only
internet.
thing really
Yeah.
keeping TV around, I think, is sports channels,
Yep.
really.
Sports channels
I
and
love
old
my
ladies
sports.
that watch 2.5 Men.
I love
Yeah.
Oh wait,
my.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Tuna Kick
Old
ass.
ladies, old ladies and
Fucking-
Spencer's.
This is gonna be
I
funny
forgot
more.
That show is.
I better shut
How I
up.
Met Your Mother.
Community.
Oh,
Hey, I love How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother is great.
It's a badass
Compared
show.
to 2.5 Men with Charlie Sheen, though.
Yeah,
Only
with-
Yeah, I was
Charlie
gonna say
Sheen.
the only time I like
Yeah.
2.5 Men is with Charlie Sheen.
I guess I will
With
agree
Charlie
with you
Sheen,
that
though, because Charlie Sheen is badass.
Ashton Kutcher is just like
Is it
Yeah,
Ashton
well, yeah,
Kutcher?
that's kind of like it's not really even the same show anymore.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. I
really-
don't really like Ashton Kutcher.
Technically, the show would almost be better if it was just about Alan Harper. Like,
Yeah.
it was just him.
At
and
this
him
point,
only.
yeah. At this point, it would be
And him
better
on,
with
like-
just him and Jake
Yeah, like
and
there's.
Judith every once in a while.
I remember I was watching like an episode of 2.5 Men. It was like with the kid. What's the kid's name?
Jake.
Like the kid was like really young, and I stopped watching it.
And all of a
then
sudden it clicked
all of
on.
a sudden I was just like, what the fuck?
You know who he looks just like? He looks just like Chance.
Ch-
Do you think he does?
He looks just like Chance.
I'm trying to picture both.
Are
of them
this
at
a
the same
kid
time.
from the
You
We
went
went
to
to school with
him.
him.
Chance?
Chance.
I'm out of
You
it
talk
again.
It's not
They talk
Hildreth.
like this.
Chance Hildreth.
No.
Chance Hildreth was in our grade. He was like fucking freaky
I'm
tall.
thinking because there's one time, maybe I'm probably not this guy, but there's one guy. I don't want to get off topic here. When we're making a movie, he was like, there's kind of
No,
like,
I know who you're
there's
talking
the
about.
extreme. There's like I guess we call like the extreme kids, the whoa kind of kids. They looked like they watched a lot of Fuse and snowboarded a lot, and they would always just be wearing like their snowboarding gear at school almost.
Yeah.
And there's this one we were trying to film this movie. Like Spencer at the time, he was making a movie. You guys never finished it. He was making a movie called Jesus and Muhammad Strike Back, and he came to me, and I was filming my own movie. He's just like, "Are you guys making a Jesus movie?" It's like, "No, I'm not making a Jesus movie. Can I be a Jesus ninja?" It's like, "Get the fuck out of here."
I feel out
You
of
know
the
what I'm
loop.
talking
I know who you're talking about. That's not.
I
that's
feel
not
out of the
that
loop. I'll go
Chance.
back to my pit.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember the
Go
kid's
ahead,
name,
no,
but
no.
I know who
No,
you're talking
no need
about.
for the pit this
So
time.
yeah, that
Oh, okay.
just like him.
Ugh.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I think that might be a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah,
It's been a
think
good
so, too.
podcast.
Heck
That
yeah.
was a random good podcast.
So before we go, I just want to whore out for a second. I just got 4 new pages of my comic book series Grid Up this week. So if you haven't
You're
checked those
whoring
out yet, or I'm whoring out. I'm whoring
All
out.
right.
I don't think it's considered whoring out if you're doing it
Yeah.
on your own show.
Yeah,
I'd say I
still.
No,
don't
it's
think it's pouring out.
Well, they probably don't let. I hope no one probably listens to this thing. Oh, I hope he talks about grit. You know, I'm trying to say.
For
And
like grit, what is this grit he talks about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chimpanzee with a gas mask that kills people.
He's
So.
talking about that true grit?
That true grit. Perhaps that delicious breakfast
Ryan's
potato
grit.
treat.
Ryan's grit is the true grit, if you know
Here's
what I
the true
mean.
grit.
I,
no.
I think
Oh,
John Wayne would
play
come
on
up and
words.
be like, I'm gonna fuck that monkey up.
Yeah.
Watch.
I don't know if he really could because Clint Eastwood just step in and.
I like this monkey. You leave him alone.
Yeah.
I was thinking more of
We've
Jeff
been on the road
Bridges.
together.
He just gives you that look. Yeah, that look.
I get that cross. I get that tie-in right there. Shit.
Clint Eastwood doesn't have to say anything. He just gives you that look.
But anyway, yeah.
I was thinking more of Jeff Bridges doing that, but because
I don't want to. I could not hurt Jeff Bridges. I love
Yeah, I
Jeff
was
Bridges
gonna
too
say
much.
Jeff Bridges. you
He's the
know.
bridge.
And I couldn't
Yeah.
hurt. I couldn't hurt
You
him.
can't hurt the dude.
I can't. I'm
He's
saying
the dude.
even if I wanted to, I couldn't because he's the dude.
He's the
Yeah.
dude. You can't
And then
hurt
Marley,
the dude.
you have something also.
I wasn't gonna hold
I do?
myself out.
Well, I'm
Uh,
pouring out for you, so you're on the spotlight's on you.
Okay, well, thanks, Ryan.
You're welcome for the free advertisement. Here you go.
Listen to the Cinephiles podcast. It's on iTunes. It's on Podomatic.
Do you have yours on Windows?
No, not yet.
You should.
But you can. All you have to do is like go on Podomatic and get the RSS feed.
Well, yeah, I know.
And drop it into Zune.
This is like all
So.
Spanish to me.
Yeah, I guess I could do that too. Well,
Yeah.
you should go to Zune and get it so just so it like appears on more things.
No hablo inglés.
This is all fucking Spanish to me when they're talking about computer stuff. I
we're,
don't know that.
we're also on Stitcher as well, like the Stitcher app, the iPhone app or Windows Phone app. And then the blog, And then I have a YouTube channel, Silverdome Productions, where I do some short films. And
I actually was a guest on your last one. So
yeah, you've been a guest on like 5 of them.
Yeah.
You're like a regular. You're like a regular
on
member
the show now. Yeah.
Nice.
I always see when they come on, and I'm always the person that hits the like button and the download.
Oh, okay. All right, thanks, Spencer.
Perfect. Spencer's always the number 1 like.
Yeah.
And then make sure you go to oldmanorange.com, the center place to find everything, where you can go to our YouTube page, you can go to our Newgrounds page, our Podomatic page, and hell, you can go to a Vimeo page if that strikes your fancy.
And if by chance the first time you're listening to this podcast, we actually have animated series, just not these podcasts. So yeah.
Yeah, check out, we're on Drunk Batman episode 5, animated. It's on Newgrounds and YouTube.
When do you need a Batgirl for that?
You'll be the first to know.
Yes.
You need a fucking Wonder Woman.
Hell yeah!
Play Aquaman.
If you're down for that, why not?
I'm down.
You do need Aquaman.
Right.
Why do all the brown people want to be Aquaman? What's going on with the world?
Times are a-changing, like Bob Dylan said.
Times are changing.
This is what he was talking about in that song. One day people will like Aquaman.
One day they will. Oh God.
But yeah.
Are we all good?
So I'm Ryan Dunigan.
I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
I'm Nora Chambers.
And I'm Marley Silverbrand.
And we're done.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you.